Chapter 499. A Genius Remembers Love in 1 Second. We provide you with wonderful novels to read. Bang! Along with a muffled boom, Jiu Fenglan's body was sent flying away by Wu Ling concubine's mysterious jade hand. His entire body was covered in ice cubes, and was almost frozen. Jiu and Fenglan were sent flying back to the realm sea. Then, with a miserable groan, Jiu Fenglan shattered the ice. Next, a flying ship appeared. Jiu Fenglan screamed and entered the flying ship. He screamed because the laws of the realm sea were attacking his spirit sea. Wu Lingfei couldn't enter the realm sea. Even if she did, she would have to face the attacks of the laws against the divine sea. She directly sent out several sword lights to attack the flying ships in the sky. However, the ship still managed to escape. Jiu Fenglan, remember this. From now on, you can only be a coward. The next time I see you, I will kill you. Wu Lingfei shouted at the flying ship, then turned around and charged towards the supremacies from the Qingtian domain and Taiwei domain. J Original Version W. Release plus ice space, life chain, mysterious jade hand, sword chi chop. Wu Ling concubine used all her killing moves. Even Jiu and Fenglan couldn't withstand it, so the other warriors could only be killed. Right now, this was Wu Lingfei's battlefield. After using frozen space and life chains to control her, mysterious jade hands and sword chi slash were her killing moves. Love go little sei ku, ice attribute, life attribute. After a period of time, Lord Wu Kei's strength has soared again. She's half a step into the Saint Realm. She's destined to dominate an era. Li Changtian looked at the battlefield with some emotion. Right now, the battlefield was a one-sided slaughter. The venerables of the Eastern Xian region and Tianji Tower only needed to pin down their opponents, while Wu Lingfei reaped their lives. So domineering. Exquisite said with some emotion. Her eyes under the mask followed Wu Lingfei's figure. Night Sorrow looked at Wu Lingfei, whose hair and dress were fluttering in the wind, and was greatly shocked. This was an invincible being. Killing venerables was as easy as pie. The battle had only been going on for an hour, and only Li Fengyu was left. There was blood on Li Fengyu's body, and his hair was messy. Le Trin Swan retreated because he knew that Wu Lingfei and Li Fengyu still had old scores to settle. Li Fengyu, you didn't expect this day, did you? Back then, you were willing to be a lackey of the Qingtian region. I was too weak, so I could only fight until both sides suffered. But this time, the result is different, said Wu Lingfei. The winner is the king, and the loser is the bandit. I accept my fate, but I didn't expect Tianji Tower to participate in such a battle, Li Fengyu said as blood flowed from his shoulder. Li Fengyu, in fact, we are just here to wave the flag and shout. Golden Phoenix alone is not someone you can contend against. It's just that the Eastern Profound region will suffer some losses. The ones who will lose will still be you. Le Trin Swan said with a smile. Indeed, if I don't defeat you, Golden Phoenix, I won't be able to enter the Eastern Xian region. I also admit that I'm not your opponent, so there's no need to continue fighting. I'm unwilling, really unwilling. Li Fengyu's eyes were filled with desolation. That was the desolation of an expert. What else are you unwilling to accept? You became a lackey of the Qingtian region and an accomplice of Jiu Fenglan. How can you still be unwilling? Wu Lingfei roared. Jiu Fenglan is not worthy. Fine. Golden Phoenix, let me remind you that the Qingtian region's strength isn't what it seems to be. I, Li Fengyu, am not a spineless person. I was just forced to do this for the sake of the Taiwei region. Li Fengyu slashed his own neck. I, Li Fengyu, am sad and helpless. Perhaps you, Golden Phoenix, can help me vent my anger. Li Fengyu fell down after saying that. What's going on? Le Trin Swan said with furrowed brows. He meant that he had no choice. It seems that there are still things we don't know about the Qingtian region, Wu Lingfei said after thinking for a moment. Although Li Fengyu can't be called an invincible venerable, he is still a big shot. We still underestimated the Qingtian region to be able to make him submit, Le Trin Swan said. Let's not worry about that for now. Let's take down the East Smoke City and then take control of it. Lei Hua, you make full arrangements. I have to take that step. Otherwise, I won't be able to deal with some things, Wu Lingfei said. Don't worry, Mistress Wu. I don't have anything else to do. I will take care of things with Lei Hua. You can go about your business. Le Trin Swan said. Based on Li Fengyu's words, everyone guessed that the Qingtian region had experts stronger than Ji Yufenglan. That's good. Inform the Chief K Master about this. Our peak combat strength must be improved. Only then can we face the coming storm, Wu Lingfei said. Okay. Le Trin Swan nodded. Lei Hua, Yin Shui, take people to clean up the battlefield. Take 1/3 of the resources from the City Lord Mansion, 1/3 from the Tianji Tower, and the other 1/3 for elderly, bury their corpses. Li Fengyu is a famous figure. Set up a monument for him, Wu Lingfei said. Wu Lingfei left after that. She felt that something was wrong. Only a saint could make Li Fengyu submit. At the very least, he was a half-step saint. Taiyue region became the Qingtian region's lackey a few hundred years ago. At that time, the Qingtian region already had a saint or a half-step saint. It was a big deal. After a few hundred years, who knew what realm he was at now? Then, some people cleaned up the battlefield. Some people made arrangements for the next battle. You too, what do you think? Li Changtian looked at Night Sorrow and Ling Long and asked. Strong. Tragic. Lord Wu Kei is too strong. If she just fought and didn't run, she could kill a group of them. Nearly 30 venerables died just like that. It's too tragic. Ling Long said. Night Sorrow, what do you think? Li Changtian looked at Night Sorrow. The strong are respected. Only those with big fists can control the situation. If Aunt Fei doesn't have the strength, then our eastern Xian region will definitely suffer a very serious blow. It's hard to say who is buried in the ground, said Yishang. You've seen the elemental battle skills of those venerables. In the future, you should know how to defend and how to break them. They used their lives to show it. It's the essence. Li Changtian said. Night Sorrow understands. Night Sorrow cupped his hands to Li Changtian. Ling Long also bowed. The celestial terminus emissaries had a high status, but they were also the descendants and successors of Tianji Tower. You two go back and do what you need to do. This has nothing to do with you. You don't need to worry. Li Changtian said. Where should I go? Ling Long asked. Do as you see fit. Anywhere is fine. Night Sorrow, you know. Arrange it for him. Li Changtian said. Chapter 500. Genius 1 second. Remember love go/little. We provide you with interesting novels to read. Senior Sister Ling Long, please. Night Sorrow said to Ling Long after listening to Li Changtian's arrangement. Then I'll have to trouble you, Junior Brother Yi, Ling Long said. Alright, don't be so polite. Let's go back. Li Changtian said. Night Sorrow and Ling Long arrived at the teleportation array in Linhai City. The teleportation array in Linhai City only closed the one leading to Taiyue region's Dongyan City. It did not affect Dongxian City. Then, the two teleported to Dongxian City. I always thought that Dongxian region was very backward. Fortunately, it's still better than Taiyue region, Ling Long said. I'll first bring senior sister Linglong to my mansion to familiarize herself with it. Then, I'll send senior sister Linglong to the Celestial Peak Tower branch. That way, senior sister Linglong can find me if anything happens, Yi Shang said. Then, Night Sorrow released Tianyu, and Linglong released a silver sparrow without a single strand of mixed feathers. When the two arrived in the sky above Qingxin Cottage, Night Sorrow said to Linglong, "This is my mansion. If you need anything, you can come here." Linglong nodded and did not say anything. Then, Night Sorrow brought Linglong to the Tianji Tower branch and found Jiao Qing. Jiao Qing arranged for Linglong to stay in a courtyard behind Tianji Tower and left. Love Go Xiao Say W. Chu, senior sister Linglong, here's some tea and wine. If you need anything, just call me. Night Sorrow took out a pot of tea and 2 jars of wine and jumped on Tianyu's back. Junior brother Yi, sometimes when a guest arrives, you have to invite them in, Linglong said when she saw Night Sorrow get on Tianyu's back. Standing behind Tianyu, Night Sorrow was stunned. He had not thought about this before. Night Sorrow felt that only acquaintances should be invited into the house. Seeing Exquisite wave her hand, Night Sorrow rode on Tianyu and left. After thinking about it, Night Sorrow felt that he had made Exquisite think too much. It was easy for Exquisite to think that he was rejecting people. Night Sorrow also felt that there was no need to explain. Home was a warm place, and of course, they would receive acquaintances. After returning to the mansion, Ho Jian and the others surrounded him. "Captain, what's the situation now? Can you guys let me drink a glass of water first?" Night Sorrow looked at Ho Jian and the others and asked. "Captain, drink some water first." Ho Jian took the tea that Yang Lei brewed and poured a cup for Night Sorrow. Seeing Night Sorrow drink the water, Yang Lei said, "I saw Tianyu above the mansion just now. Why did he leave?" Night Sorrow then explained why he had left after returning home, and the situation at the Realm Sea battlefield. Lord K dominated the battle alone, forcing the Sky-bearing City's City Lord to flee and forcing the Taiwa City's City Lord to commit suicide. "That's too ruthless," Ho Jian said with some surprise. "Yes, that scene was very shocking. I couldn't imagine it if I hadn't seen it." Night Sorrow nodded. "Captain, if you don't have the qualifications to participate, then we have even less of a chance. It seems that we still have to work hard." Ho Jian's face was full of regret. Then everyone dispersed. The news that Night Sorrow brought back shocked everyone. Most IH News/M Chapter T Section YGK Intersection C20 to 30 Venerables died in a single realm war. That was too terrifying. Even the total number of Venerables in the eastern Xian region did not reach that number. Night Sorrow got up and went to the observation tower. However, he did not see Wu Lingfei in the tower. Night Sorrow did not see her. After returning to the main building, Night Sorrow chatted with Yang Lei and Sikong Chuyu. "What you said means that the Qingtian region was already a peerless expert hundreds of years ago." "I go Xiao Sei Wang," Chusikong Chuyu said after hearing what Night Sorrow said to Li Fengyu before his death. "Is it possible that his lifespan has already reached its end?" Yang Lei asked. "It's almost impossible. Void Inquiry stage experts have a lifespan of 500 years while Venerables have a lifespan of 800 years. This is not absolute. First of all, it has to do with one's attributes. Water, life and death attributes can increase one's lifespan. Take 13 for example. Other Void Inquiry stage experts have a lifespan of 500 years, but he has a lifespan of 500 years. His qi and blood are churning and his essence qi is emitting smoke of several zhang *3, 33 m per zhang. His lifespan will be longer than ordinary Venerables." Sikong Chuyu said. "If he doesn't die, it will be a problem. This is really a chaotic world." Yang Lei said with a sigh. The most important thing is to have a peerless expert. If a venerables were to appear now, they would be able to sweep across the 9 regions and 18 prefectures. They would definitely be able to suppress an era. However, according to Aunt Faye, venerables wouldn't dare to appear easily. Knight Sorrow said. Venerables are invincible. Once they appear, they will be able to sweep across the world. Why wouldn't they dare to appear? Yang Lei asked in puzzlement. Because low-level venerables are just materials. Saint crystals can allow venerables to enter the venerables realm. If they are killed, they will become the foundation for others to advance. Who knows what's going on in the 9 regions and 18 prefectures? You are a venerables. If you appear now, what about stronger venerables? Knight Sorrow looked at the 2 ladies and said. There's always a higher mountain. It's really hard to say. Yang Lei and Sikong Chuyu both nodded. After chatting for a while, Knight Sorrow went to cultivate. He was currently at the 5th level of the Void Inquiry stage. However, he knew that Ling Long was at the 8th level of the Void Inquiry stage. There was a gap of 3 levels between them. Therefore, he had to work harder. For the next few days, Knight Sorrow stayed at home and cultivated. With the help of the Time and Space Treasure Pagoda, Knight Sorrow was able to save a lot of resources. Moreover, his cultivation speed did not fall behind. After Knight Sorrow cultivated for half a month, Wu Lingfei returned with Ling Long. Knight Sorrow, this is your fault. How could you just leave Ling Long alone in Tinji Tower? Wu Lingfei said while walking towards the tower. I'm sorry. I've been a little busy with my cultivation recently. Knight Sorrow looked at Ling Long apologetically. After entering the tower, Wu Lingfei sat down. She also asked Knight Sorrow and Ling Long to sit down. Aunt Fei, are you different now? Knight Sorrow looked at Wu Lingfei and asked. I've broken through. Also, there's one more thing I want to tell you. Venerables have really appeared in the Qingtian region. However, it depends on who is stronger. The battle will be held half a month later at the border of the Eastern Profound Region's Realm Sea. If I lose, the 2 of you will have to go into seclusion with the higher-ups of Tianji Tower. You can only come out when you can resist the Venerables or when you receive the news of the Venerables of the Qingtian region. Wu Lingfei said. There's really a Venerables in the Qingtian region? Knight Sorrow stood up in surprise. Yes. His nickname is Venerables Supporting Heaven. There was a person called Venerables Supporting Heaven in the past. He should have advanced. He has already sent a letter of challenge to the Tianji Tower. He said that he wants to test Aunt Fei's unrivaled combat power. Wu Lingfei said. Shameless. When he sent the letter of challenge, Master Wu Kei was still a Venerables. He's just a Venerables. He has no bottom line. Ling Long was a little angry. It doesn't matter. Because of the pressure, Aunt Fei has also broken through. It's still unknown who will win. However, we have to make more plans. If Aunt Fei loses, Tianji Tower will go into seclusion and develop secretly. The Eastern Profound Region will also fall, Wu Lingfei said. Ling Long and Knight Sorrow didn't say anything because they couldn't do anything about the situation. Chapter 501. Genius 1 second. Remember love go/little. We will provide you with wonderful novels to read. Don't worry, Auntie Fei. Knight Sorrow understands. Knight Sorrow nodded. Ling Long will remember your teachings. Ling Long nodded. After leaving Wu Lingfei's tower, Knight Sorrow was very worried. In Knight Sorrow's heart, Wu Lingfei was not just the branch master of Tianji Tower and Dongxian City's city lord, she was also his family. What are you thinking about? Don't tell me you don't even plan to receive guests. Ling Long looked at Knight Sorrow and said. Auntie Feng, arrange a guest room for this young lady. Treat her well. She is no different from family. He just happened to see Auntie Fong and told her. After looking at Night Sorrow, Ling Long and Auntie Fong went to look at the guest room. After standing in place for a while, Night Sorrow communicated with Shao Kong, asking if Shao Kong could help him and lend it to Wu Lingfei for a while. You are very brave. Aren't you afraid that she won't return it to you? However, the situation is so serious. If I don't help you, once your Auntie Fei is defeated, you will definitely complain to me. Besides, as long as I don't agree, no one will be able to take her away from me. Shao Kong said. With Shao Kong's approval, Yi Shang returned to concubine Wu Lingfei's observation tower. Why are you back? Are you worried about Auntie Fei? It's fine. Even if he is not a match, it will not be easy for him to win. This is the foundation of a high-level attribute. Wu Lingfei said with a smile. I believe Auntie Fei, but I am still worried, so Auntie Fei can use this first. Night Sorrow waved his hand and took the space-time treasure pagoda. Auntie Fei cannot use this. A spirit treasure that recognizes its master cannot be used by others. Wu Lingfei said with a smile. She was very happy because Night Sorrow really cared about her. In the past, no one had thought of her so seriously. Auntie Fei, I talked to Shao Kong. She is willing to help me. Night Sorrow said. Little Kong. Wu Lingfei was stunned. It's the space-time treasure pagoda's artifact spirit. Auntie Fei, you can try it first, Night Sorrow said anxiously. He was worried that Wu Lingfei would reject him. All right. Wu Lingfei took the space-time pagoda from Night Sorrow's hands. The space-time treasure pagoda shook in Wu Lingfei's hand before stabilizing. After that, Wu Lingfei closed her eyes and communicated with Shao Kong. After a while, Wu Lingfei opened her eyes. Very good. Aunt Fei is more confident now. To put it bluntly, even if she is not a match for him, it would be difficult for him to kill Aunt Fei. Since Auntie Fei is confident, I am relieved. Night Sorrow breathed a sigh of relief in his heart. I'm very confident. The space-time pagoda specializes in defense. Furthermore, Auntie Fei is a life attribute cultivator. Even if she is injured, she will need only a short amount of time to recover. If the opponent is strong, then we'll just have to fight a battle of attrition, Wu Lingfei said with a smile. That's great. Night Sorrow clenched his left hand into a fist and punched his right palm. Being able to help Wu Lingfei made him feel very gratified. After hearing Wu Lingfei's words, he felt even more confident. All right, don't worry. Aunt Fei will go to the mountain in the north of the city and communicate with the space-time pagoda, Wu Lingfei said as she stood up. Most New Chapters Section B. Why after Wu Lingfei left, Night Sorrow returned to the secret room to cultivate. Without the space-time treasure pagoda's assistance, Night Sorrow could only use his origin spirit liquid and soul crystals. Of course, he had been using the black tortoise crystal all this time because the space-time treasure pagoda could not help him cultivate the myriad Dao's treasured tome. After cultivating for an entire night, Night Sorrow went to the courtyard to cultivate his spear arts. The masked Ling Long also watched from the side. However, Night Sorrow did not mind. After Night Sorrow cultivated for a while, the Sikong Chuyu brewed a pot of tea for Night Sorrow and called for Night Sorrow to rest. Senior sister Ling Long, these two are my fiancés. They are also the supervisors of Tianji Tower. If it's convenient for you, you can sit down and have a cup of tea. If it's not convenient. Night Sorrow did not know what to say. He could not say that it was not convenient for her to watch them drink tea. We're all from Tianji Tower. There's no need to avoid arousing suspicion. Ling Long took off her mask. After glancing at Ling Long, Night Sorrow gestured for her to sit. Ling Long had a beautiful face and a pair of spirited eyes. The only difference was that she had a head of golden hair. After drinking the tea, Knight Sorrow continued to practice his spear arts. Knight Sorrow was now practicing his spear arts. He was either practicing his moves or following his heart. He was searching for the feeling of being one with the spear. He wanted to be one with the spear, and the spear as a part of his body. Yang Lei and Sikong Chuyu also began to practice. The two of them fought fiercely. Both of them had the same level of cultivation and strength. Only when they fought with all their strength would they be able to increase their strength. In the past, Sikong Chuyu had advanced to sky blue, and her water attribute was stronger. However, Yang Lei had used a thunder attribute crystal to strengthen her attribute. Her combat strength had caught up. Aren't you afraid of them getting hurt? Ling Long asked Knight Sorrow, who had stopped cultivating. I'm afraid. However, injuries can be healed. If their combat strength increases, they will be able to avoid some risks in life and death battles in the future. Knight Sorrow said. You're right. Getting hurt now is much better than getting hurt in a real battle. Ling Long nodded and left. She also needed to cultivate. Moreover, she was worried. Knight Sorrow's heart was very calm. After lending the space-time pagoda to Wu Lingfei, he was confident that as long as Wu Lingfei remained undefeated, everything would be fine. However, Ling Long's heart was different. In Ling Long's heart, if the Tianji Tower and Eastern Xian region were suppressed by the Qingtian region in terms of peak experts, then the Tianjin Tower could only secretly confront the Qingtian region. It could even be said that the various branches would have to be removed. If the Qingtian region was eliminated, then the losses would be great. The Eastern Xian region would also fall. Just as Wu Lingfei had said, she could sweep through the Assassination Hall's branches in the 9 regions and 18 prefectures. If she couldn't deal with the sky-raising saint of the Qingtian region, then the situation would be reversed. Knight Sorrow cultivated every day. At night, he cultivated his foundation. During the day, he cultivated his spear arts, movement arts, and fist arts. Ling Long also came over every day. Although he knew that she was worried, Knight Sorrow didn't say anything. He also didn't want to tell anyone about the space-time pagoda. After another cultivation session, Knight Sorrow brewed a pot of tea. You heartless person. Aren't you worried? Ling Long asked as she looked at Knight Sorrow, who was wiping his sweat. I'm not worried because I have confidence in Aunt Fei. Knight Sorrow said. All right. You win. Ling Long felt helpless towards Knight Sorrow's words. However, she couldn't refute it. Are you used to living here? Knight Sorrow changed the topic. Used to it. If I say I'm not used to it, won't you kick me out? Ling Long glanced at Knight Sorrow. Senior sister Ling Long, you have a lot of resentment towards me. I didn't invite you in the first time because I felt that home is a warm place. I only entertain friends and family, or at least acquaintances. Knight Sorrow said. I understand. It makes sense. Ling Long said. Knight Sorrow nodded. After drinking the tea, he continued cultivating. He cultivated the Annihilation Fist art and the mysterious Jade Hands. As his body's strength increased, his body became a weapon. Knight Sorrow could now cultivate the last stage of the Heaven Covering Hand. However, Knight Sorrow planned to wait. The Heaven Covering Hand required too much energy. Chapter 502. A Genius Remembers Love in 1 Second. We provide you with wonderful novels to read. Is that okay? I'm afraid I'll be scolded. Baidu search love go xiao shua www.aichuxs.com, Knight Sorrow said. You're a man, what are you afraid of? The Battle of the Saints is rare. If you don't witness it, you'll regret it in the future, Ling Long said. That works too. If you're not afraid, why should I be? If the chief enforcer and the others reprimanded me, they would be reprimanding you, the senior sister. Night Sorrow said with a smile. You still want to trick me? Let's go. Ling Long said. Night Sorrow greeted the others and brought Ling Long to the teleportation formation. They teleported to Waterfront City and arrived at the camp at the edge of the Realm Sea. Normally speaking, since the Realm War had ended, those who should have retreated should have retreated. The Realm Sea battlefield should have calmed down. But that wasn't the case. There were still many people here who were here to cheer for Wu Lingfei. In addition, Night Sorrow didn't know that Tianji Tower was prepared to fight to the death. Even if they had to use people and venerables, they had to fight Skyscraping Saint. This was to fight for a chance for Tianji Tower. Once Skyscraping Saint won, the problem would be serious. It would be a disadvantage that no venerables could recover from. In the middle tent, Night Sorrow saw Lin Yuandao, who was wearing a golden mask, and a woman wearing a golden mask. Nonsense. Why are you here? Don't you know how dangerous this place is? Lin Yuandao shouted at Night Sorrow and Exquisite. Since Junior Brother Night wants to broaden his horizons, Ling Long will accompany him. Ling Long did not hesitate to throw Night Sorrow out. Scam, very scam. Night Sorrow recalled Exquisite's words. He wondered who was trying to trick who. Now, he was the one who was being tricked. Although it's a little reckless, it's a good idea. This kind of opportunity is hard to come by. Lin Yuandao patted Night Sorrow's shoulder. Spirited eyes. His soul power foundation is very strong. His blood energy is surging. His body has reached a very high level of maturity, said the golden-masked woman. I didn't introduce her to you. This is Deputy Chief K Lord Tai Shu Yen. Lin Yuandao introduced her to Night Sorrow and Exquisite. Night Sorrow greets Vice Palace Master Tai Shu. Night Sorrow bowed. Ling Long greets Vice Palace Master Tai Shu. Ling Long also bowed in greeting. She was the celestial pole emissary before Night Sorrow, but she had only been to a few of the 9 regions and 18 prefectures. She had never seen the 2 palace lords before. Our Tianji Tower has a successor. With you 2 Celestial Terminus envoys and the other Celestial Terminus 4 stars and 3 stars Celestial Terminus examinees, even if we die in battle, there won't be any problems in the future, Tai Shu Yen said. Yes, we have a successor. We don't have to worry about dying in battle. Elderly, I'll leave the task of protecting and nurturing them to you, Lin Yuandao said to Lutrin Swan. Lutrin Swan nodded with a solemn expression. He knew that Lin Yuandao was entrusting him. If everyone died in battle, then he would be responsible for nurturing Night Sorrow and Exquisite, and once again develop Tianji Tower. Don't be so pessimistic. This seat won't necessarily lose. The tent opened, and Wu Lingfei wearing a golden mask walked in. Junior Marshal Sister Wu. Lin Yuandao greeted. Senior Marshal Sister Wu, long time no see. Tai Shu Yen cupped her hands to Wu Lingfei. No need to be so polite. Night Sorrow gave me his treasure. This way, this seat will have enough confidence. It won't be so easy for Skyscraping Saint to win, said Wu Lingfei. This is great. After being stunned for a moment, Lin Yuandao said excitedly. So, don't be so pessimistic. This seat has the ability to protect myself. If we fight to the death, then he won't have it easy. Even if this seat can't do it, he won't be able to escape from your encirclement, said Wu Lingfei. Wu Lingfei's words indicated 2 possible outcomes of the battle. The first was that neither side could do anything to the other, so they would stop when it was about time. The second was that they would fight to the death. Wu Lingfei had the ability to heavily injure her opponent. In that case, Saint Sky Raising wouldn't be able to withstand the joint attack of the Eastern Xian regions and Empyrean Terminus Tower's venerables. Good, Night Sorrow, good job. Tai Shu Yen said. Latest chapter D8, superhearing Wu Lingfei's words, everyone relaxed. If Wu Lingfei could resist Skyscraping Saint, then the overall situation would be settled. This was how a master could hold up an era. After listening to the higher-ups of Tianji Tower talk for a while, Night Sorrow left the big tent and made a small tent for himself. As soon as Night Sorrow finished setting up the tent, Wu Lingfei came. Aunt Fei, how is it? Asked Night Sorrow. Except for the fact that it doesn't recognize me as its master, Aunt Fei can use most of the functions of the space-time pagoda. It can be used for both offense and defense, said Wu Lingfei with a smile. Then I'm confident. Night Sorrow nodded. Make a pot of tea. Wu Lingfei smiled at Night Sorrow. Night Sorrow nodded and made a pot of tea. Aunt Fei, since you're confident, should we ask the others to retreat to a certain distance so that the other side won't attack the Venerables when he's at his peak? Asked Night Sorrow. There's no need for that. This is a battlefield for the Venerables because the Venerables and Void Inquiry stage experts can't withstand the attacks of the laws of the Realm Sea. Since saints can control the power of laws to protect themselves, they won't be afraid of such attacks. So this time, the battlefield isn't here. Wu Lingfei said. In other words, the battlefield between Aunt Fei and that guy will be in the sky above the Realm Sea? Asked Night Sorrow. Yes. Wu Lingfei said. Night Sorrow understood that the people here didn't need to retreat. The next few days were quiet. Then, someone came to report that the people of the Qingtian region had appeared in the East Smoke City. However, they didn't engage in battle. They directly flew towards Linhai City on a flying ship. He's wise. It's meaningless to attack the East Smoke City. If he can't win, the consequences will be our crazy revenge. It's better to use our battle to decide the outcome, said Wu Lingfei. Junior Sister Wu, we'll have to trouble you this time. If you feel pressured, just call us. Junior Sister Tai Shu and I will take action. The three of us can definitely kill him. Lin Yuandao looked at Wu Lingfei and said. Yes, Senior Sister Wu. Even if we have to surround and kill him, we won't lose face. It's very embarrassing for a veteran saint to challenge you. Tai Shu Yen said. All right. Chaos is coming. Whether or not our Tianji Tower and Eastern Xian region can rise will depend on this battle. Wu Lingfei looked at the sky above the Realm Sea in the distance. As long as Senior Martial Sister Wu doesn't lose, coupled with the fact that Qingtian region and Taiyue region were severely injured, no one will be able to shake the position of our Celestial Terminus Tower in the future. The Eastern Xian region will also stand at the peak of the 9 regions, Tai Shu Yen said. Yes. So this battle is very crucial. We can only win. Defeat is not an option. Lin Yuandao said. Wu Lingfei nodded. She knew that this battle was very important. It would almost determine the future of the 9 regions. Time passed in an oppressive atmosphere. At noon, a flying ship appeared and stopped above the Realm Sea. Then, a white-haired old man appeared. Chapter 503. Genius 1 second. Remember love divided by go divided by little. I'll provide you with wonderful novels to read. I'm here. Wu Lingfei's body flashed and appeared above the Realm Sea, confronting the old man. Love go little say Webku, it seems that you've made great progress recently. You're a golden phoenix saint now, but you should know that there's a gap between a new saint and a veteran, Saint Futian said. So what? Wu Lingfei sneered. If you know what's good for you and hand over the Shantian Tower, I'll leave, Saint Futian said. Ha! I find it funny. I've killed many venerables of the Qingtian domain, and now you want to take the Xiantian Tower and leave. Wu Lingfei said. Then I won't beat around the bush. I'm Ji Yuhaitian, and I'm here as a member of the Ji Yu family. I only want to take away the Xiantian Tower. If you can't, you know the consequences, Ji Yuhaitian said. Then I'm sorry. The Xiantian Tower is just a decoration in your hands. You can't even control it, so how can you take it back? I have a space-time pagoda here. It's quite powerful. You can try it. Wu Lingfei waved her arm, and the translucent space-time pagoda turned into a 2-story pagoda that rotated behind her. The Xiantian Tower. You can control the Xiantian Tower? Ji Yuhaitian's expression changed, and his voice trembled. He had tried countless times to make the Xiantian Tower recognize him as its master, but he couldn't do it. Now that Wu Lingfei could control it freely, her combat strength had increased a lot. I don't know what Xiantian Tower you're talking about. This is the space-time pagoda. Wu Lingfei sneered. Bitch. Then you can go die. The enraged Ji Yuhaitian roared, then took out a black saber and slashed towards Wu Lingfei. Shameless boasting. Wu Lingfei snorted and made a circle with her left hand. The space-time pagoda spun and blocked the path of Ji Yuhaitian's saber. Then, she waved her right hand, and a translucent sword appeared and slashed at Ji Yuhaitian. Ji Yu and Hai Tian have the fire attribute, which is an ordinary attribute, while Junior Martial Sister Wu has the high-grade attribute. Junior Martial Sister Wu won't have a hard time. Lin Yuandao said. As Lin Yuandao spoke, the battle in the sky above the realm's sea intensified. Ji Yuhaitian was surrounded by a world of fire, while in front of him was a world of greenery. There was also a white light in the middle, which was the cold power of ice. Baidu search AI Go female sign Xiao say www.aichuxs. Calm in the area where Ji Yu and Wu Lingfei were fighting, fiery red blade lights swished in the air one after another, but they were all blocked by the space and time towers that surrounded Wu Lingfei. The space-time pagoda was surrounded by the power of space. When the fiery red saber arrived in front of the tower, it was as if it had entered an area of spatial disorder. It did not attack the tower at all. On Wu Lingfei's side, her life energy formed into chains and lashed towards Ji Yuhaitian. However, Ji Yuhaitian's speed was faster than hers. His body movement was as fast as fire, which made Wu Lingfei's attacks miss their target. Apart from the life chains, Wu Lingfei's sword lights and mystic jade hands also troubled Ji Yuhaitian. Every time Wu Lingfei attacked, the sea of fire would surge and reduce the fire energy, which was a blow to Ji Yuhaitian's energy. Ji Yuhaitian could only blame himself for being unlucky. Wu Lingfei had 2 types of elemental powers. The life elemental power was a high-level elemental power, which could suppress ordinary fire elemental powers, while the ice elemental power could suppress fire elemental powers. The two kept attacking each other, but Wu Lingfei did not retreat an inch. Ji Yuhaitian's attacks were more violent, but he could not take even half a step forward. Bring back the Xiantian Pagoda. Do you think you're qualified? Wu Lingfei countered after blocking Ji Yuhaitian's violent attacks. Ji Yuhaitian did not say anything, and his attacks became even more violent. The sea of fire elements surged above the realm's sea and even surrounded Wu Lingfei's world of green and white. However, Wu Lingfei was like a reef in a raging sea, and her defense was very stable. Master K, is Aunt Fei in any danger? Night Sorrow was a bit worried. Her defense is very stable. Ji Yuhaitian is the one who is consuming the most energy. If he continues to attack like this, it will be hard to say who will have the upper hand in the end, Lin Yuandao said. In half an hour, if Ji Yuhaitian can't force Senior Martial Sister Wu to retreat, he will have to retreat, Tai Shu Yan said. Wu Lingfei and Ji Yuhaitian continued to attack each other, but because of her high-level element, the green energy around Wu Lingfei was very condensed and would not be scattered or consumed. After fighting for an hour, Jiyu Haitian waved his sleeve and retreated a bit. Golden Phoenix, so what if you can stop me by yourself? Can the people behind you stop me? If you don't hand over the Xiantian Pagoda, I can't kill you, but I can kill them. Eastern Xian region will become a dead zone, and all branches of Tianji Tower will be uprooted, Jiyu Haitian threatened when he saw that he couldn't do anything to Wu Lingfei. Only OS version, it's FP he $hashtag or all hashtag pirated WY threaten. You can do it now. I believe you can kill some of them, but I won't even take a second look at them. I'll go straight to the headquarters of your Jiyu family. After that, I'll go to the branch. Wu Lingfei snorted coldly. You're not qualified to threaten us. Come and kill some of them. I'm not a saint, but I still have some means. Otherwise, the title of K Master of Tianji Tower will be in vain. When the time comes, whether you can leave or not is still unknown, Lin Yuandao said. After speaking, Lin Yuandao and Taishu Yan both rose into the sky with weapons in their hands. If Jiyu Haitian really avoided Wu Lingfei and attacked the others, the Heaven's Terminus Tower and Eastern Xian Domain's Venerables would risk their lives to hurt Jiyu Haitian. By then, Jiyu Haitian would no longer be a match for Wu Lingfei. You really want to fight to the death? Jiyu Haitian narrowed his eyes and glanced at Wu Lingfei, then looked at Lin Yuandao and asked. It doesn't matter. Tianji Tower has been developing for many years. It doesn't matter if some of the branches don't exist. With the Dark Tower, it is enough to survive and rise. However, your Jiyu family is not far from destruction. I accept your declaration of war, Lin Yuandao said. Jiyu Haitian, withdraw your hand. Since you're a saint, don't participate in these battles. Otherwise, you can't bear the consequences, Wu Lingfei said coldly. Golden Phoenix, you're the same. If you dare to act recklessly, I will fight you to the end regardless of the consequences. Jiyu Haitian's body flashed and returned to the airship, which then left the sky above the realm sea. The airship was made of a special material, a kind of raw stone. This raw stone had no other use but to isolate attacks, so the people inside the airship would not be attacked by the laws of the realm sea. After Jiyu Haitian left, Wu Lingfei's body flashed and landed in front of Night Sorrow and the others. The gap is too big. If Night Sorrow didn't lend the pagoda to me, I wouldn't be able to hold on. At most, I would have to fight to the death and seriously injure him, Wu Lingfei said with a serious face because Jiyu Haitian was really strong. Chapter 504. Genius 1 second. Remember Love Go/Little? It provides you with wonderful novels to read. What treasure? Wu Lingfei asked with some surprise. This is a secret that only the previous K-Lord knows. Only the K-Lord can control it, but I can't do it now, so only K-Lord Wu can do it, Lin Yuandao said. What secret? Is it suitable for us to know? Taishu Yan asked. Since you took it out, it's not a secret. The Polar Moon Wheel is a saint-level protective magic treasure. Lin Yuandao stretched out his hand and took out a 3-inch tall silver moon wheel. He then handed it to Wu Lingfei. Senior brother Lin, you can't do that. Since only the K-Lord can control it, you should control it. Wu Lingfei shook her head. Junior sister Wu, you were a venerable a few days ago, so the Polar Moon Wheel was useless. When you came here again, you were already a saint and could control the Polar Moon Wheel. But at that time, Junior Sister Wu already had the Pagoda of Time and Space to protect you, so I didn't mention it. Refining it before the battle was too hasty, and the effect wouldn't be good, Lin Yuandao said. He explained why he didn't take out the Polar Moon Wheel a few days ago. But it's still not suitable. This is the K-Lord's protective magic treasure. Wu Lingfei still shook her head and refused. Lord. Junior Sister Wu, when you didn't leave the Qingtian domain, it's hard to say who the Lord was. Junior Sister Wu, don't be stubborn. You want to maintain the highest combat power. Do you plan to keep using Night Sorrow's Pagoda of Time and Space? Besides, this polar moon will is also a Yin spirit treasure. It's not suitable for me. Lin Yuandao tossed the extreme moon disk to Wu Lingfei without hesitation. Wu Lingfei couldn't let the treasure fall to the ground, so she could only catch it in her hand. Junior sister can only thank senior brother. Wu Lingfei cupped her hands to Lin Yuandao. Congratulations, senior sister Wu. Tai Shu Yen cupped her hands to congratulate Wu Lingfei. Junior sister Tai Shu, hurry up and enter the Saint Domain. Although our Tianji Tower doesn't have a top-level treasure like the Polar Moon Wheel, we still have others, Lin Yuandao said with a smile. Many thanks, senior apprentice brother Lin. Tai Shu Yen cupped his hands towards Lin Yuandao. All these years, you didn't return to the headquarters, and the headquarters didn't provide you with any help. I feel very guilty. There are some regulations in Tianji Tower that make people feel helpless. Lin Yuandao's words were full of apology. The others were also silent. Wu Lingfei and Tai Shu Yan's situation was unprecedented in Tianji Tower. In order to avoid arousing suspicion, they did not return to the headquarters. Because of the regulations, the headquarters did not give them any financial support. Then, Wu Lingfei returned the space-time treasure pagoda to Night Sorrow. Without waiting for Night Sorrow and Shao Kong to communicate, Shao Kong directly entered Night Sorrow's Dantian. This is the true owner of the numinous treasure. Wu Lingfei said with a smile. She could use the space-time pagoda for attack and defense. She couldn't use its auxiliary functions because she couldn't integrate it into her body. Junior Sister Wu, this polar moon wheel is both offensive and defensive. Moreover, it's mainly used for killing. After refining it, you definitely won't be disappointed, Lin Yuandao said. Then let's talk about the next arrangements. Lutrin Swan also breathed a sigh of relief. When Lin Yuandao entrusted Night Sorrow and Ling Long to him, he was really worried. At present, we will focus on developing the Eastern Xian region base. Well, Junior Sister Wu, you should stabilize your cultivation and refine the polar moon wheel for the time being. In addition, Junior Apprentice Sister Tai Shu, your North Sea region is an iron plate. Shift some of your energy to this side. Elderly, you will oversee this side. Love Go Little Say Network, Chulin Yuandao said. Tai Shu Yen and Elderly both nodded. Junior Sister Wu, send some people from the Eastern Xian region City Lord's Mansion. Tianji Tower's chief enforcer Li will lead some people to cooperate and take control of the important cities in the Taiyue region. If we don't take action, the Taiyue region will be taken over by the Qingtian region, Lin Yuandao said. Alright. Lei Hua, Kuan Nan, you two will be fully responsible for this matter. If there's anything you can't solve, you know where to find this seat. In addition, our Eastern Xian region can't swallow such a big piece of meat. Junior Apprentice Sister Tai Shu, just do as you see fit, Wu Lingfei said to Tai Shu Yen after speaking to Lei Hua and Kuan Nan. Tianji Tower's motto was not to fight for hegemony or territory. Therefore, the Taiyue region was a burden to Tianji Tower. However, it was of great significance to other regions. Only with territory would there be people, and only with people could one's power grow. At present, the Eastern Xian region's top cultivators weren't bad, but there were very few middle-level cultivators. It was somewhat unrealistic to want to swallow the Taiyue region. Therefore, Wu Lingfei and Tai Shu Yen communicated with one another. Alright. Don't worry, Senior Apprentice Sister Wu. Junior Apprentice Sister will control this well. Tai Shu Yen nodded and made a promise. In other words, the North Sea region would be controlled to a certain extent. Then, the camp here was evacuated. There was no need to keep it. The realm sea was a defensive line, but the cities in the Taiyue region near the eastern Xian region were all under the control of the eastern Xian region. It was impossible for the Qingtian region to push into the realm sea. As for the Taiyue region's counterattack, they didn't have the ability to do so. In the previous battle, Li Fengyu had committed suicide. The Taiyue region had lost half of its venerables, and those who hadn't died in battle had all gone into seclusion. How would they dare to fight against the eastern Xian region, which was in the limelight? That would be no different from courting death. Look at section Q of the J section chapter Unspecified Currency. However, the Taiyue region was still very stable. Before the venerables went into seclusion, they would also instruct level 5 protectors and enforcers to maintain order. After all, no matter who was in charge of the Taiyue region, it was still their hometown. Knight Sorrow returned to the mansion. He originally thought that Ling Long would leave with the higher-ups of Tianji Tower, but he didn't expect her to follow him. Knight Sorrow didn't say anything about this situation. The mansion didn't lack a guest room for her. The higher-ups of Tianji Tower didn't leave the eastern Xian region either. They were currently in troubled times, and they had to study the construction of the Tianji Tower base. After settling down, Knight Sorrow began to cultivate diligently. With the Spacetime Pagoda, Knight Sorrow's cultivation could save a lot of resources and go much smoother. There was a difference between external resources and the energy of heaven and earth that the Spacetime Pagoda absorbed. Elixirs, spirit stones, and crystals were all energy mediums, but the Spacetime Pagoda absorbed them naturally, making cultivation much smoother. In addition, Knight Sorrow felt that it wouldn't be long before his deity Ocean's soul power would liquefy. As for his cultivation realm, Knight Sorrow had already begun to try to improve it. He first cultivated the unity of man and spear. After he succeeded, it would be much easier to advance to the unity of man and heaven. As for the matters of Tianji Tower and the City Lord's mansion, Knight Sorrow didn't worry about them, nor did he ask about them. He just cultivated in peace. When he had nothing to do, Knight Sorrow would communicate with the members of Tianji Tower's team and the brothers of the Bloodstrike Guard. However, Ling Long didn't show up much. She was probably cultivating as well. The members of Tianji Tower's team and the Bloodstrike Guard's team were improving very quickly. There were only 3 members of the Bloodstrike Guard who hadn't reached the 5th stage, and the other was the Qin Jin. Worried that they would feel pressured, Knight Sorrow even found a few of them to chat. However, Knight Sorrow was overthinking things. The 4 of them had excellent mental states and were confident in themselves. They just felt that they hadn't polished their true qi enough, so they needed to continue to stabilize it. Knight Sorrow thought about it and understood. The Bloodstrike Guard's members were selected elites. Their aptitudes were certain, and their mental states were also strengthened. A little setback was nothing to them. Chapter 505. A Genius Remembers Love in 1 Second. We provide you with interesting novels to read. His true qi, Myriad Dao Treasure Tome, soul power, and innate bloodline power could not break through within a short period of time. Therefore, Knight Sorrow decided to work hard on his cultivation base to prepare for his advancement to the Venerable Realm. Soul power was the foundation of mastering the oneness of heaven and man. It was also the key to entering the Venerable Realm. Knight Sorrow could now achieve the state of being one with his spear. Both the attack power and accuracy of his spear technique were improving. If it was in the past, Knight Sorrow would probably return to the Medicine Valley to cultivate. After all, Pill Cauldron Cliff was a holy place for cultivation. However, Knight Sorrow did not need to do so now. The 8-Dragon Cauldron had already been upgraded. It was no longer a spiritual weapon but a sacred weapon. However, its grade was not as high as the Time Pagoda. The speed at which it absorbed the energy of heaven and earth was also faster than the pagoda. In the past, Night Sorrow could cultivate quickly in Pill Cauldron Cliff because his grade was low and the amount of energy he needed was less. As for Night Sorrow, he was now at the 5th level of the Void Inquiry stage. The amount of energy he needed to cultivate at this level was countless times higher than before. While Night Sorrow was cultivating steadily, the world outside was changing rapidly. First of all, there was the change in Taiyu Domain. Taiyu Domain had already been jointly ruled by the Eastern Profound region and the Northern Sea region. The two regions used a conciliatory policy and did not attack the local cultivators. Everyone knew that everyone had the determination and perseverance in their hearts. In order to avoid being ostracized, the Eastern Profound region and the Northern Sea region issued an announcement. After announcing the cause of the incident, it also stated that this was the second time that Taiyu Domain had launched a domain war against the Eastern Profound region. After the announcement was made, no one came out to refute it. This meant that it was true that Taiyu Domain had attacked the Eastern Profound region twice. This fact caused a storm among the cultivators of Taiyu Domain. It also subconsciously changed their attitude towards the Eastern Profound region and the Northern Sea region. Cultivators were very straightforward. Taiyu Domain had followed Qing Tian region to attack the Eastern Profound region. It was normal for the latter to retaliate as they were not invaders at all. Since Taiyu Domain attacked them, they had to bear the consequences. This was something that everyone understood. After that, the Eastern Xian region and the Northern Sea Domain announced their policies towards the Taiyu Domain. They would not change the current power structure of the sects and clans in the Taiyu Domain, nor would they take away the resources of the Taiyu Domain. The resources of the Taiyu Domain would be used to nurture the cultivators of the Taiyu Domain. The only requirement was that the Taiyu Domain had to stand on the same side as the Eastern Profound region and the Northern Sea Domain. At the same time, the Eastern Profound region and the Northern Sea Domain would also protect the stability of the Taiyu Domain. They would not allow forces from other domains to invade the Taiyu Domain. As soon as such a policy was announced, all the major sects and clans in the Taiyu Domain expressed their allegiance. The latest two chapters, Section K / after all, without a leader, Taiyu Domain would definitely be attacked. Even if the Eastern Xian region and the Northern Sea Domain didn't come, other domains would come. The Eastern Xian region and the Northern Sea Domain's combined strength had greatly increased. Taiyu Domain didn't have the ability to resist. Moreover, the Eastern Xian region and the Northern Sea Domain's attitude was still very friendly. Love Go Little Say Ku. Other than that, the Tianjin Tower also released some announcements that were beneficial to the development of the Taiyu Domain. If the Taiyu Domain could cooperate with the Eastern Xian region and the Northern Sea Domain and prevent any disputes, the rewards of the missions issued by the Tianjin Tower in the Taiyu Domain would be increased by 30% in the next few years. The three major forces worked together to completely subdue the various forces in the Taiyu Domain. Night Sorrow didn't know about any of this. All he did was cultivate diligently. At night, he cultivated his foundation. During the day, he spent most of his time cultivating his spear techniques. Night Sorrow, you don't have to work so hard, Sikong Chuyu said as she walked over. Beside her was Yang Lei, who had just sparred with Yi Shiwen. Yang Lei wasn't a match for Sikong Chuyu at the moment. Sikong Chuyu's sky blue water attribute power had strengthened her body more and more. She wasn't far from officially forming the sky blue constitution. It's not hard at all. Night Sorrow smiled at the two women. Night Sorrow had not seen Wu Lingfei during this period of time. He planned to give the ice silkworm soft garment to Yang Lei. However, he needed Wu Lingfei's help to make it recognize him as its master. Yang Lei and Sikong Chuyu had reached the void inquiry stage for quite some time. However, they still couldn't make the ice silkworm soft garment recognize him as its master. While the three of them were chatting, Ho Jian and the others came over. Leader, we went out for a walk just now and discovered a lot of news. Nan Liu said excitedly. Why are you running around for no reason? Why aren't you working hard on your cultivation? Night Sorrow glanced at Nan Liu and said, I've been working hard on this. Today, I'm going out to get some fresh air. Nan Liu said in a low voice. Now, be it the Tianji Tower team or the blood-robed guards, all of them had absolute faith in Night Sorrow. None of them had any objections. It's only right for me to get some fresh air. What news did you guys hear? Night Sorrow took the teapot and asked after pouring tea for everyone. Ho Jian and the others told him about the current situation outside. Not bad. This strategy is very good. Otherwise, it will be very difficult to control the situation if there's a backlash. Night Sorrow nodded and said, None of us are brainless people, all right. Nan Liu muttered. Qin Jia and Qin Jin's cultivation bases are slightly lower. You guys guide them well. Also, what about today? I'll also tell you guys a little trick. Remember to keep it a secret. Night Sorrow ignored Nan Liu's muttering and told them about how carving and pill refinement could help them cultivate their soul power. Thank you, leader. Ho Jian and the others bowed because this secret technique was very important. You guys can try to cultivate it. It's not like you can't teach it to others. If the person beside you has a good temperament, then there won't be a problem, Night Sorrow said. Then, Night Sorrow went to the blood-robed guards' cultivation area and told them about this matter, allowing the rank 5 members to start cultivating. After instructing Night Sorrow, he returned to the main pavilion and chatted with Sikong Chuyu and Yang Lei. I haven't told you yet. A few days ago, Grand Elder Hua and the Great Elder came and brought some disciples of the Medicine Valley to Taiwa Domain. The City Lord's mansion gave us a few cities in Taiwa Domain, Yang Lei said. That's a good thing. Night Sorrow said with a smile. Also, the Great Elder mentioned that you should return to the Medicine Valley again, Yang Lei said. If there's nothing else, let's go back and take a walk. I miss 6th Senior Sister and the others, Night Sorrow said to Yang Lei and Sikong Chuyu. What are we waiting for? Let's go. Yang Lei said excitedly. Night Sorrow and the others could leave whenever they wanted. It was very convenient with the transportation array. After instructing them, Night Sorrow led the 2 girls to the transportation array and set off for the Medicine Valley. At the same time, in Bailing City, north of the Qingtian region, a meeting was taking place in the Sikong family's mansion, which was even more luxurious than the city lord's mansion. An old man with white hair and beard sat in the main seat. He looked dignified without being angry. Now tell me, who suggested the marriage between Chuyu and Ji Yu's family? The old man asked. The dozens of people in the hall didn't say anything. Can't you hear me? The old man roared and smashed the chair beside him. The hall was terrifyingly quiet. No one dared to speak. The family lord has been in seclusion and doesn't care about the family's affairs. Before I went into seclusion, I said that Tianding will be in charge of the Sikong family for the time being. What are you trying to do? Are you trying to cause trouble? Do you think I won't know if you don't tell me? The old man waved his sleeve and slapped several people in the hall. Granduncle, please calm down. A middle-aged man sitting on the left stood up. Chapter 506. A Genius Remembers Love in 1 Second. We provide you with wonderful novels to read. Tian Ding, don't tell me you have nothing to do with this. What did I tell you? It's because you have the ability to control the family that I let you manage the family's affairs. Don't tell me that you don't have the ability to control the situation. Can't your feather guards take care of them? The white-haired old man glared at Sikong Tianding. Baidu search AI go female sign shao say www.aichuxs.com yes. But that's not the best solution. If we rely on force to sort out the family, it will be accompanied by a storm of blood. The Sikong family's strength will be damaged, and the losses will outweigh the gains. Tianding can wait until granduncle comes out of seclusion, said Sikong Tianding. The old man thought for a moment and nodded. What you did was right. You were able to restrain your inner emotions and put the interests of the family first. The patriarch and I did not misjudge you. Tianding will do his best. Sikong Tianding cupped his hands and returned to his seat. Are you blind? He didn't know what Jiyu family was like, but what happened to Taiwa territory. From now on, Tianjing and Tianhua are not allowed to take even half a step into the assembly hall and are not allowed to participate in any of the family's affairs. You two elders, go and hand in your duties. The family will arrange for you to retire. The old man instructed again and directly abolished the 4 people who had tried to seize power. Then, someone chased the 4 of them out of the hall. The old man's name was Sikong Luyun. He wasn't the family head, but he was the soul of the Sikong family. He could appoint and dismiss the family head. Tianyu, make a trip to the eastern Xian region. When you see Chuyu, bring her back. Tell her that the clan will no longer force her, Sikong Luyun said to a female elder of the Sikong clan. Latest 3+ chapter AP Granduncle, it's hard to say if we can call Chuyu back. According to the news that we received, she has privately pledged to marry someone else. Sikong Tianyu hesitated for a moment before saying, No. I can choose not to force her, and no one can force her. However, her husband must pass my eyes, Sikong Luyun said. Very well, the heavenly mandate will do it now. Sikong Tianyu said. She knew Sikong Chuyu. Her niece was a treasure in Sikong Liuyun's eyes. Sikong Luyun stood up and said, the world is going to change. The birth of a saint is a big deal. All right, I'm going to go into seclusion. Tianding, you take care of the family's affairs. Sikong Tianding nodded. It wasn't his first time managing a clan. It was just that this time, someone was trying to seize power, and he didn't want to start a fight. Night Sorrow and the other 2 returned to Danding City. Standing in front of the Golden Flame Palace, Night Sorrow pondered whether or not he should greet Yu Yangyu. He had not seen Yu Yangyu for a long time. While Night Sorrow was thinking, the door to the Golden Flame Palace opened and Yu Yangyu walked out. Disciples greet Master. Night Sorrow and the other 2 bowed to Yu Yangyu. Good, very good. Get up quickly. Yu Yangyu reached out and helped Night Sorrow up. Your cultivation has far surpassed the other 2nd-generation disciples. Even among the elders, there are only a few who have higher cultivation than you. Very good. Yu Yangyu said as he sized up Night Sorrow. Master, can you leave? Let's find a place and I'll treat you to a drink. Love go little say, Chu Night Sorrow said. Of course. I also wanted to come out for some fresh air and calm myself down before continuing my seclusion. How's the situation now? Yu Yangyu asked. He had been in seclusion all this time, so he didn't know the current situation. Yang Lei then told Yu Yangyu about the current situation in the 9 zones. The Medicine Valley has also fought our way out. This is a good situation. Yu Yangyu said excitedly. After entering the tavern, Night Sorrow took out 2 jars of wine and poured them. The Eastern Xian domain is in a good situation. The Medicine Valley is also in a good situation. This is very good. I've missed a lot in order to improve my strength, Yu Yangyu said. Master, 13th junior brother has a bright future. The Eastern Xian Domain City Lord Mansion and Tianji Tower both value 13th junior brother very much. His personal bodyguards are all high-level venerables. They didn't follow us this time, Yang Lei said. It's safe now. The people of the Qingtian domain can't enter the Eastern Xian domain. As long as I'm in the Eastern Xian domain, I'm safe. I don't need personal bodyguards, so Supervisor Lon didn't follow us, Night Sorrow said. After drinking, they returned to Pill Cauldron Mountain. The four of them saw a lot of people at the mountain gate, but they didn't know anyone. After the Medicine Valley took over the Golden Flame sect's territory, they started recruiting disciples and had more disciples. Seeing Yu Yangyu's Dao pattern robe, all the disciples bowed to greet him. "They're all people I don't know," Yang Lei said. "You're no longer people of the same era. What level are you at?" "5th stage. Isn't ninth brother still an elder? How can he get along with the disciples below him?" Yu Yangyu said with a smile. "Master, you've been in seclusion, so you don't know. 13th junior brother was forcefully promoted to the position of Deputy Valley Master by the Supreme Elder, the Great Elder, the Elder Council, and the Peak Masters, but he didn't take it seriously," Yang Lei said with a smile as she pulled Night Sorrow's arm. "Ha! Master's disciples are all promising." Not bad, Yu Yangyu said happily. The group arrived at Pill Cauldron Hole. Yu Yangyu asked Gong Xian and Chu Ling Shao about the Medicine Valley situation, then returned to Taishan Peak. When Yu Yangyu returned with Night Sorrow, Yang Lei, and Sikong Chuyu, the people of Taishan Peak gathered together to drink and chat. "Master, a few years ago, when you asked me to bring 13th junior brother back to Bamboo Forest Peak, he was still a child. Now that I think about it, it feels unreal," Gong Xian said with a sigh as he gestured Night Sorrow's height with his hand. "This is the change of times. It's good that you're all independent now. If you have time, come to Southern Sky City and visit Guanye's family." Yu Yangyu shook his head as he thought of his 12th disciple, Guanyi. Hearing Yu Yangyu's words, the others nodded. Guanye's matter was a pain for Yu Yangyu and his disciples. Night Sorrow didn't feel as much because he hadn't seen Guanyi. "Master, we'll go there later," Yang Lei said. "Alright, Night Sorrow, you should also go back to your hometown," Yu Yangyu said. 13. Your hometown is currently under construction. The focus of the construction is Gunan Town and Zhuyuan Town. Zhuyuan City is to be built. Now, Zhuyuan Town is just a scenic town in the periphery, Gong Xian said. "Thank you, senior brother," Night Sorrow said. "That's what I should do. As long as a disciple makes an outstanding contribution to Medicine Valley, their hometown will definitely take care of them." 13th junior brother, you don't have to think too much, Yu Yangyu said. "I understand," Night Sorrow nodded. "Alright, you guys go later," Yu Yangyu nodded to Night Sorrow and the others. After drinking and greeting everyone, Night Sorrow and the others released their mounts and flew towards Southern Sky City. Their mounts were extremely fast now. In half a day, they arrived at Southern Sky City's Qingnan Town, which was also Guanye's hometown. Chapter 507. Genius 1 second. Remember Love Go/Little? Here's a wonderful novel for you to read. Night Sorrow and the other two looked at each other and walked toward the canyon where Guanye's grave was. Before they even entered the canyon, Night Sorrow and the other two sensed something strange. What was this sinister aura? It was thick with death energy. Something's not right. "You two be careful," Night Sorrow said. "I want to see what's going on. If anyone dares to mess around in 12th's grave, I'll kill them all." Yang Lei was a little angry. Among Yang Lei's 4 junior brothers, the 10th, Tao Yuan, was the oldest. Mo Qin, Guanyi, and Yishang were the youngest. Apart from her current relationship with Yishang, the other two were her blood brothers. If anyone dared to blaspheme Guanyi, then the matter would be very serious. "Don't be rash. I feel that something's wrong. I'm familiar with this death energy. Night Sorrow frowned. As they walked, Night Sorrow pondered. He didn't understand why this was happening, but he believed that his intuition was right. When they reached the end of the canyon, Night Sorrow and the other two discovered that the death energy was coming from Guan Ye's grave. What's going on? Yang Lei frowned. The body in the grave hasn't rotted. There's something wrong with this grave. Let me think. Night Sorrow closed his eyes and pondered. After organizing his thoughts, Night Sorrow opened his eyes. They were full of shock. The aura of the Dark Spirit Saint. It's the aura of the Dark Spirit Saint. Night Sorrow was shocked. What do you mean? Yang Lei looked at Night Sorrow, confused. The death energy here is the same as the aura of the Dark Spirit Saint I met in the death dimension, Night Sorrow said. Didn't you say that he reincarnated? What's going on? Yang Lei was a little anxious. After all, it was her junior brother, Guan Yi, who was in the tomb. I just checked and found that there is a hidden branch of an underground river under the tomb. Because of the cold air rushing up, 12th brother's body did not decompose. Now that there is death energy flowing in his body, it means that there will be a mutation, Night Sorrow said. There will definitely be changes. What does that mean? Sikong Chuyu asked. There are two possibilities. One is a zombie without intelligence, and the other is a spirit corpse with intelligence. But it's hard to say who it is. Maybe it's 12th brother, or maybe it's the Dark Spirit Saint. Night Sorrow analyzed. Then what should we do? Yang Lei's mind was a little unstable. I don't know either. If it wasn't for the Dark Spirit Saint, I would have chosen to stop the situation now. However, the Dark Spirit Saint is a magnanimous person. He wouldn't do something so senseless, said Yishang. I didn't expect to see you here. Very good. This is fate. A voice appeared out of nowhere. Senior. Night Sorrow was surprised. He didn't know what was going on. You came just in time. My consciousness is still here, so I can explain it to you. It's like this. This corpse has the death attribute, but it was not activated when he was alive. Also, his soul is very pure and hasn't completely dissipated. My energy can nourish his soul and revive him. The Dark Spirit Saint's voice sounded again. Junior understands, but who is this resurrected? Yishan asked the question in his heart. Don't worry. It's still him, but maybe he will retain a part of my memory. That will depend on luck. I originally planned to find a suitable unborn body to reincarnate, but when I came here and saw this corpse, I changed my mind. The Dark Spirit Saint's voice sounded again. Love go little say W, Chu, Senior, didn't you lose the chance to reincarnate? Night Sorrow asked in surprise. So what? He can grow up smoothly. Isn't he living in this world for me? When we parted, I said that even if I reincarnate, I will still be me. Remember your promise and pass on my inheritance to him, the Dark Spirit Saint instructed. Senior, you can't do it. Night Sorrow asked. I can't do it. In 3 days, my soul will truly disperse, and it will take some time for him to recover. Help me watch over him. All right, that's all I have to say. Then, the Dark Spirit Saint's voice disappeared. Then, Night Sorrow left the canyon with the two girls. Yishang took out a jar of wine, poured out a bowl, and drank it in one gulp. 13. Does the Dark Spirit Saint mean that 12th junior brother can be revived? Yang Lei was a little emotional. Yes. Night Sorrow nodded. At this moment, Yang Lei and Night Sorrow's feelings were completely different. Yang Lei cared about Guan Ye's revival because he was her junior brother. Night Sorrow and Guan Yi didn't have any feelings, but Night Sorrow knew that the Dark Spirit Saint was truly going to disappear. Everyone's feelings are different. Calm down. Sikong Chuyu was a bystander and knew that Yang Lei and Night Sorrow's feelings were different. Yang Lei looked at Yi Shang and instantly understood that there was conflict between the two of them. Night Sorrow drank a jar of wine and meditated at the entrance of the canyon. Yang Lei and Sikong Chuyu looked around and released their flying mounts to be on guard. Chuyu, is ninth senior sister being selfish? Yang Lei looked at Sikong Chuyu and asked. Carrot update Axe new best, quick and up s, no, but Night Sorrow and Senior Guan have never met before, so their feelings for each other are blank. The Dark Soul Saint is a senior he respects, so it's a shock to him, Sikong Chuyu said. That's true. I didn't consider that. 12th junior brother is very important to Master, to us, Yang Lei said. Night Sorrow will understand. Let nature take its course, Sikong Chuyu said. The next 2 days were quiet. On the third day, Night Sorrow brought a jar of wine to the canyon and placed it in front of Guan Ye's grave. Yang Lei and Sikong Chuyu followed behind Night Sorrow. They knew that Night Sorrow was saying goodbye to the Dark Soul Saint. I am gratified to know you. Even if I die, I will have no regrets. He will live in my place in this world. The Dark Soul Saint's voice sounded again. At the same time, his figure appeared above Guan Ye's grave. Night Sorrow didn't say anything. He just nodded. Also, don't treat him as an evil walking corpse or zombie. I've already healed his body. Once his soul completely recovers, he'll be a living human. This may take some time, so I'll be leaving now. Don't worry about it. Some things are just the will of the heavens. The Dark Soul Saint's words carried a hint of relief that Night Sorrow could feel. Night Sorrow will complete Senior's task. Senior, have a safe journey. Night Sorrow bowed. Chapter 508. Genius 1 second. Remember love go/little. I'll provide you with interesting novels to read. Guan Ye's tomb trembled for a moment before calming down again. At the same time, all the death energy in the canyon gathered into Guan Ye's tomb. 13. Don't be sad. Yang Lei looked at Night Sorrow. Ninth senior sister, it's nothing. Perhaps this is the final destination of the Dark Spirit Saint. The one lying inside is my 12th senior brother. That's what I care about, Night Sorrow said. Night Sorrow, it's good that you can think this way. Actually, from another perspective, this is also a perfect outcome, Sikong Chuyu said. I understand. It seems that we can't leave this place for now. We'll go to Bamboo Garden Town later, Night Sorrow said. The energy in senior brother Guan's body in the tomb is increasing again, Sikong Chuyu said with some surprise. Night Sorrow then noticed the same thing. The energy in the corpse was increasing rapidly. It seems that after 12th senior brother recovers, he will make up for all the lost cultivation. It might be a blessing in disguise, Night Sorrow said. After that, Night Sorrow and the other two set up camp there and observed the changes in the tomb every day. The energy in the corpse in the tomb was increasing every day. After 5 days, it reached the 6th level of the spirit severing stage and was already operating on its own. In addition, Night Sorrow also noticed that the blood in Guan Ye's body was starting to circulate and there was a heartbeat. 6th level of the spirit severing stage. It won't continue to increase, but it's very stable. His blood and qi are starting to circulate. It seems that he'll recover in a few days, Sikong Chuyu said. 13. Do you think he'll recognize me after he recovers? Yang Lei looked at Night Sorrow nervously. Whether it's a human or a monster, the most important thing is the soul. The Dark Spirit Saint said that 12th senior brother's soul hasn't dissipated. Even if his memories are incomplete, it won't be a problem, Night Sorrow said. Yang Lei nodded. She knew what Night Sorrow said was true, but but she was still a little nervous. 2 more days passed. On the morning of the 3rd day, when the sun had just risen, Guan Ye's grave began to shake. Then, with a loud explosion, Guan Ye's grave exploded, and a corpse in a white silk robe stood up. Ninth senior sister, what's wrong with me? I remember that I was surrounded and killed by the people of the Four Seas sect, the corpse said after shaking its body. 12. Do you still remember ninth senior sister? Yang Lei's voice trembled. Ninth senior sister, what's wrong? Why are you acting so strange? How can I not recognize ninth senior sister? What's wrong with me? The white-robed corpse, Guan Yi, looked at Yang Lei in a daze and then looked at himself. It's all right. Go home with ninth senior sister. Yang Lei stepped forward and patted the mud off Guan Ye's body, her eyes full of tears. Ninth senior sister, what's wrong? Don't cry. Guan Yi said, his words not very fluent. Ninth senior sister isn't crying. She's happy. Yang Lei's eyes were filled with tears, but her face was full of smiles. These two are. Guan Yi looked at Night Sorrow and Sikong Chuyu and asked. Night Sorrow greets 12th senior brother. Night Sorrow saluted Guan Yi. Sikong Chuyu also bowed slightly to Guan Yi. 12. Let me introduce you. This is Master's last disciple, 13th junior brother Night Sorrow. This is 13th junior brother's fiancé. 9th senior sister is also 13th junior brother's fiancé. Yang Lei said. 13th junior brother. 9th senior sister is also fiancé. My head hurts. Guan Yi said, clutching his head with both hands. Don't worry, don't think too much. Let's rest first and then go home. Yang Lei said. She was worried that if they went back to Guan Ye's house now, it would agitate him even more. After sitting down, Night Sorrow took out a jar of wine and poured it for the 4 of them. My cultivation. 6th level of the spirit severing stage. How come I'm at the 6th level of the spirit severing stage? I can't see your cultivation at the 6th level. Guan Yi took a sip of wine and checked himself. He was stunned. 12. Don't get too excited. Let 9th senior sister tell you bit by bit, okay? Yang Lei knew that there were many things that needed to be told to Guan Yi slowly. The story took more than 4 hours. Yang Lei told him everything that had happened in the past 10 years. 10 years, I actually died for 10 years. Thank you, senior sister and 13th junior brother, for avenging me. 11th senior brother worked hard for me for 10 years. Guan Ye's eyes were filled with tears. Although men didn't cry easily, it was only because they weren't heartbroken. 12. Take your time to digest the things that happened in the past few years. You will get used to it very soon. Yang Lei said. They did not leave. Instead, they set up camp here mainly to stabilize Guan Ye's emotions. After all, his body had just recovered and his soul had just awakened. Be it his body or soul, they all needed time to calm down. After a night, Guan Yi woke up early. He had already gotten used to it. How do you feel? Yang Lei asked. Very good. Everything is good. 9th senior sister, you don't have to worry. What's your cultivation base now? Guan Yi asked with a smile. 4th level of the void inquiry stage. I advanced in the past 3 years mainly because 13 took back the sacred cauldron scripture. If you have nothing else to do, let's go home. Then, we'll go to 13's hometown. After that, we'll return to the sect. Yang Lei said. After that, they went to Qingnan town and met Guan Ye's parents. Guan Ye's parents were frightened when they saw him. After Yang Lei explained to them, they finally understood that their son had really come back to life. Then, they hugged Guan Yi and cried. Translator, Endless Fantasy Translation Editor, Endless Fantasy Translation. After resting in Guan Ye's house for 2 days, they left Qingnan Town and headed to Zhuyuan Town. Along the way, Yang Lei told Guan Yi about the things that happened in the past 10 years, mainly about the situation in the past 3 years. 13th junior brother is the Vice Valley Lord and his cultivation base is also at the 5th level of the Void Inquiry stage. After hearing about Night Sorrow's situation, Guan Yi was extremely shocked. 12th senior brother, let's not talk about this. You are the regret in the hearts of master, senior brother and senior sister. Now that 12th senior brother is back, this regret will no longer exist. After we return, master will definitely be very happy. Night Sorrow said with a smile. I'm so happy. Guan Yi shouted. In less than an hour, they arrived at Zhuyuan Town. The outer area of Zhuyuan Town had been completely changed. It was already being built according to the standards of a big city and it was connected to Gunan Town. A few years later, there will be unexpected changes in Zhuyuan Town. This place will become one of the main cities of our Medicine Valley. Yang Lei said. It's indeed not bad. A big city is about to rise. A big city that connects Gunan Town and Zhuyuan Town. Its scale is already a first-rate city in the Medicine Valley. Sikong Chuyu said. This is 13th brother's hometown. Not bad. It's very close to my home. Guan Yi said. Yes. That's why it said that this place is blessed by outstanding people. Yang Lei said. After that, the 4 of them rode on the flying demonic beasts and directly landed in front of Gunan's father's house. At this moment, Gunan's father was smoking in the courtyard. His face was flushed red. There was also a young man who was brewing tea. Chapter 509. A Genius Remembers Love in 1 Second. We provide you with wonderful novels to read. Chen Chen greets sworn brother. The delicate-looking young man bowed to Night Sorrow. You're also at the peak of elemental gathering realm. Not bad. Thank you for taking care of Dad while I was away. Night Sorrow helped Chen Chen up. Dad, what's wrong with you? You have cultivation. When he looked at Dad Gu again, Night Sorrow was very shocked because Dad Gu was currently at the late stage of elemental gathering realm. Haha. It's all because of the treasure you brought back last time. After consuming it, the crack in my dantian was repaired and my cultivation came back naturally, Dad Gu said with a smile. Good. That's great. We'll definitely celebrate today, Night Sorrow said excitedly. Dad Gu's lifespan was a concern for Night Sorrow. He was afraid that Dad Gu's lifespan would run out and he would not be able to fulfill his filial duties. Now that this problem did not exist, how could he not be happy? It's really great. Yang Lei was also very happy. She and Sikong Chuyu both knew what this meant to Night Sorrow. We have to prepare resources. I've given away the 2nd and 3rd rank resources, so we have to prepare some more. Dad, Chen Chen, don't worry about cultivating. As long as you can cultivate, you don't have to worry about the resources, Night Sorrow said excitedly. I still have some elemental gathering pills. We'll go to the sect later to get some, Yang Lei said. I'll refine them myself. Don't trouble the sect, Night Sorrow said after hesitating for a moment. You blockhead. How many benefits have you gotten for the sect? Do you think the sect lacks this little thing? Yang Lei knocked on Night Sorrow's shoulder and said. Alright, we'll get someone to send them over when we go back, Night Sorrow nodded and said. Then they drank. Chen Chen was actually older than Night Sorrow, but he became Dad Gu's adopted son later, so he could only call Night Sorrow his sworn brother. When they were resting at night, Night Sorrow brought Guan Yi out of the town. 13th junior brother, do you have something to tell me? Don't worry, as long as 12th senior brother can do it, it won't be a problem. Guan Yi, who still looked like he was in his 20s, looked very young, like a young man in his 20s. 12th senior brother, you're thinking too much. About the revival, 12th senior brother should already know about it. I met the dark spirit saint some time ago and promised to find a successor for his legacy, and 12th senior brother is the most suitable candidate, Night Sorrow said. Night Sorrow then took out all the resources left behind by the dark soul saint. Love go little say Ku, 13th junior brother, these are your opportunities, not mine. That senior asked you to help him find an inheritor, not for you to hand over your opportunities. If I take them, then what will happen? Even I despise myself. Guan Yi looked at Night Sorrow and shook his head. Since that senior chose you, then what he left behind is naturally yours, Night Sorrow said. I'll take these death crystals. I'll take these 2 books as well. You can keep the rest. Otherwise, I won't take them all, Guan Yi said resolutely. Equals forever free of fees equals look. Hashtag little layout, P, senior brother, why do you have to do this? Night Sorrow said. This is my principle. 13, I know you're doing this for my own good, but this is different. I don't want to look down on my own actions. Listen to senior brother, give the death crystals and the books to senior brother. Guan Yi patted Night Sorrow's shoulder and said. Alright, I'll keep a copy of the books. If I have the chance, I'll go to that senior's hometown. If his sect is still around, I'll leave it for his descendants. Night Sorrow began to organize the Dark Soul Saint's belongings. Baidu search AI go female sign shao say www.aichuxs. Come in the end, Guan Yi took the death crystals and some death pills. As for the rest, he didn't take them. He felt a little embarrassed because they all belonged to Night Sorrow. Night Sorrow wanted to give Guan Yi a storage ring, but Guan Yi didn't want it because Yang Lei had already given him one. 13th junior brother, senior brother is very sorry. As your senior brother, I didn't help you with anything, Guan Yi said apologetically. 12th senior brother, don't say that. Senior brother is no different from blood brothers. Senior brother's return is the happiest thing. When 12th senior brother returns, master and senior brother will definitely be shocked, Night Sorrow said with a smile. Coming back from the dead, even senior brother feels that it's very strange. When my life came to an end, I felt very regretful. I felt that my life had ended just as it was getting exciting. This time, there won't be any more regrets. Guan Yi was a little emotional. It was inevitable for a dead person to come back to life again. Senior brother, it's a chaotic world now. Be careful. Night Sorrow said. Haha. Of course. When I return to the sect this time, I won't go out until I reach rank 5. If I get killed right after I revive, I won't even have a place to cry, Guan Yi said with a smile. Guan Yi's personality was very cheerful and he was handsome. He used to be the youngest junior brother at the Taishan Peak, so all the disciples at the Taishan Peak liked him very much. The two chatted for a while before returning to Papa Gu's residence. Papa Gu, Chin Chin, Yang Lei, and Sikong Chuyu were drinking tea. You're back. Yang Lei greeted with a smile. Yes, 13th junior brother. He gave me some resources, Guan Yi said with a smile. 12th junior brother, you're the same as 10 years ago. You haven't changed at all. You're still so young, Yang Lei said with a smile. Who wants to try? I've been lying in the grave for more than 10 years. Do you think it's easy for me? Guan Yi said with a smile. That's true. It's been hard on you, Yang Lei said with a sigh. 9th senior sister, I admire 13 very much. Back then, so many senior brothers in the sect were thinking about you. But in the end, you were succeeded by 13th junior brother who joined the sect for less than 4 years, Guanyi said with a smile. 13th's ability is great. You'll know soon enough, Yang Lei said with a smile. Dad, Chen, why don't you come with me? I have a villa in Danding City and a residence in Dongxian City, Night Sorrow said. Night Sorrow, I'll accompany my old neighbor. I'll go next time. I'll definitely go next time, Papa Gu said. After his dantian was repaired, Papa Gu's state of mind had changed. Without cultivation, it was a good choice to die of old age here. However, now that he could cultivate, he needed to broaden his horizons. He could not stay in one place forever. Then Chen, you'll accompany Papa Gu. I'll arrange the resources you need, Night Sorrow said to Chen. Brother, don't worry. I'll take good care of Papa Gu. Chen nodded. I won't force Papa Gu. Whenever you want to go, just go to Danding City and ask for the Longquan Villa. Then you can go there, Night Sorrow said. There's no need to go through so much trouble. Papa Gu, just go to any stronghold in the Medicine Valley and shout that I'm Night Sorrow's father. They'll send you to Danding City and wherever you want to go. There won't be any carelessness, Yang Lei said with a smile. Is it that useful? Papa Gu said with a smile. Chapter 5:10. Genius 1 second. Remember love go divided by Shao. We provide you with wonderful novels to read. It works in other places too. Papa Gu's eyes widened. Baidu search AI go female sign Shao say www.aichuxs.com. The Medicine Valley is now one of the 7 superpowers in the Eastern Profound Domain. 13 is the Deputy Master of the Medicine Valley. In addition, 13 is familiar with the other sections. Of course, he can't be friends with the Scarlet Cloud sect. They can't wait to strangle 13 to death, Yang Lei said. Night Sorrow left this place less than 4 years ago and he already has his own destiny. Fortunately, I didn't insist on stopping him at that time. Otherwise, it would have really ruined everything, Papa Gu said with some emotion. Yes. If it wasn't for 13, the Medicine Valley might not exist today. It might have been swallowed by the Golden Flame sect, Yang Lei said with some emotion. Let's drink tea. Let's not talk about this, Night Sorrow said with a smile. Night Sorrow, you have to continue to work hard. When you have the ability, go and find your family. Which parents don't want their children? They just can't find you, so they have to find a way to spread the news of you. This way, your parents will know where you are and will come to find you, Papa Gu said. I already know my background, but it's very difficult to see them. Father, you don't have to worry about this, Night Sorrow said. Well, you're old now. You should know what to do and can arrange some things. Papa Gu nodded. Night Sorrow and the others stayed for 2 days before leaving Zhuyuan town. Before leaving, Night Sorrow gave Papa Gu some life spirit fluid to improve his physique. He also left some mid-grade crystals for Chen to take care of Papa Gu. 9th senior sister, your mounts are so beautiful and of such high levels, Guanyi said with a smile. 13th junior brother gave them to 9th senior sister. In the future, 13th junior brother will get one for you, Yang Lei said with a smile. 9th senior sister, you make it sound like I'm a bird breeder. However, I'll definitely keep 12th senior brother's matter in mind, said Night Sorrow. 9th senior sister, why do I feel like 13 looks like my senior brother? Guanyi said with a smile. 12, you are still the same as before. You can say anything without thinking. You haven't changed at all, Yang Lei said with a smile. But I've disappointed Master. Guanyi's face showed a trace of bitterness. No, you're fine now. Master's disciples are all here. 13 disciples, each of whom has a bright future. I think Master is proud of this, Yang Lei said. While chatting, the group returned to Danding City. Everything is so strange, yet so familiar. Looking at Danding City, Guanyi sighed. Why are you sighing? You're still young. Yang Lei glanced at Guanyi. Ninth senior sister, our mounts won't be attacked, right? Guanyi asked worriedly when he saw that the group had no intention of getting off their mounts. Of course not. Our mounts are registered in Danding City. They won't be attacked, Yang Lei said. That's good. Guanyi said with a smile. Do you think ninth senior sister is the city lord for nothing? Actually, it's just a decoration. It's just a decoration, Yang Lei said with a smile. Love go little say netu, Chu. After arriving at the teleportation portal, Yang Lei asked the elder guarding the portal if Yu Yangyu had returned. After confirming that Yu Yangyu was still at Danding Mountain, the four of them sat on their flying beasts and flew towards Danding Mountain. Ninth senior sister, I'm a little nervous. Will Master scold me? Guanyi said. Don't be nervous. After what happened to you, Master flattened the 4C sect in a fit of rage. However, his originally black hair had some silver strands. Yang Lei said as she wiped the corners of her eyes. Guanyi looked up at the sky, not allowing his tears to fall. He knew from his parents that his senior brothers and senior sisters had often visited his parents. This made him understand that even if he died, no one would forget about him. Just like this time, Yang Lei and Night Sorrow had also visited his parents. Soon, the group arrived at Danding Mountain and the Danding Main Hall. They did not see Yu Yangyu in the Danding Main Hall, but they saw Gong Xian, eldest senior brother. Guanye's voice was choked when he saw Gong Xian. Little Yi. You're Little Yi. Gong Xian's voice was trembling. Eldest senior brother, I'm Little Yi. Do you still remember? When we were at Bamboo Forest Peak, I often hid eldest senior brother's rattan. Guanyi looked at Gong Xian, his eyes filled with tears. After he joined the sect, it was mostly Gong Xian who taught him the skills, so some memories were especially vivid. Gong Xian stepped forward and hugged Guanyi tightly. He patted Guanye's back hard, then stepped back and looked at Guanyi. Can anyone tell me what's going on? It's a long story. Where's Master? Let's talk as we walk. Yang Lei said. Master is at Taishan Peak. Sixth senior sister didn't want Master to cultivate too hard, so she left Master at the bamboo forest hut. Let's go. Little Yi is back. This is great. Gong Xian said excitedly. Then, the five of them rode their mounts towards Taishan Peak. When they arrived at Taishan Peak, Gong Xian first sent someone to inform the other junior brothers to come over. Only then did he continue towards the bamboo forest hut. Inside the bamboo forest hut, Yu Yangyu was drinking tea and chatting with Aoi. At the same time, they were watching their disciples cultivate. Old 9 and 13 are back. Yu Yangyu stood up and looked at the sky. At that moment, Yang Lei, Night Sorrow, and the others landed on their mounts. Master, this disciple is unfilial. When he saw Yu Yangyu, Guanyi took a few steps forward and knelt in front of Yu Yangyu. Little Yi, you're Little Yi. Hurry up and tell Master what's going on. Yu Yangyu reached out and helped Guanyi up. Let ninth senior sister speak. Ninth senior sister knows better than I do, Guanyi said. Master, please sit down first. It's a long story. Drink some tea first and I'll tell you later. Yang Lei helped Yu Yangyu to a chair. Little Yi, come to Master's side. Let Master take a look. Yu Yangyu beckoned Guanyi over. At that moment, Night Sorrow's other senior brothers arrived one after another. When they saw Guan Yi, they were very surprised, as if they had seen a ghost. Yang Lei slowly explained the cause and process of Guan Yi's resurrection. She also explained it in detail. "I'll see you for free. Little Yi, how's your recovery? Is everything normal?" Yu Yangyu looked at Guan Yi and asked worriedly. "My cultivation has increased a lot. My body is fine. It's just that sometimes my head hurts when I think too much." Guan Yi bowed. "It's good that you're fine. The heavens are good to me, Yu Yangyu." Yu Yangyu took a deep breath and shouted, releasing the emotions that he had suppressed for a long time. "It's this disciple's fault. I've disappointed Master," Guan Yi said. "It's good that you're back. Wu Qi, take care of little Yi. Let him settle down first," Yu Yangyu said to Wu Qi. "Don't worry, Master. I'll take care of it." Wu Qi smiled at Guan Yi. 12. You're back. Our second young master Tai Xian can run rampant in Jianghu again, Mo Chen said excitedly. Chapter 5:11. Geniuses remember love in 1 second. Go. We provide you with wonderful novels to read. Yeah. In terms of strength, we're not as good as 13. In terms of elegance, we're not as good as 13. Forget about Tai Xian, Mo Chen said, rubbing his nose. Tonight, we'll drink here. Without Huanan, there's nothing we can do about it, Yu Yangyu said. Then, they chatted casually. Mo Chen pulled Guan Yi aside and started talking nonsense, but everyone listened. They all knew that Guan Yi needed time to adapt. "Sister Lingfei, I heard from 9th senior sister that I delayed you and 11th senior brother. I'm sorry." Guan Yi cupped his hands. "Don't say that. Now that we're all together, we're the happiest." Chu Lingfei smiled. After chatting for a while, Night Sorrow brought Yang Lei and Sikong Chuyu back to Bamboo Forest Peak. The party was to be held at night. "You said you saw a ferocious ghost line. Let's go check it out. We have flying mounts anyway, so it's not dangerous." After returning to Bamboo Forest Peak, Yang Lei remembered what Night Sorrow said about Tai Chuan. The ghost line she mentioned was the Earth Dragon Worm, but the name was different. "Okay, let's go check it out. I've been back so many times, but I've never thought about it," Night Sorrow said. Then, the three of them rode their mounts to the valley behind Bamboo Forest Peak. In the past, Night Sorrow would have taken a long time to travel 100 miles. Now that he had a rank 5 flying mount, it was only a matter of minutes. Looking down from the cliff, the valley was covered in fog. They couldn't see the bottom, but the Earth Dragon Worm was still there. Its two thick antennae were still waving. "This trash can reach rank 4. It's unimaginable." Yang Lei looked at the wriggling body of the Earth Dragon Worm and sighed. "Forget it, there's no point in killing it. Let's go down to the cave and see if we can continue exploring," Night Sorrow said. The improvement of his cultivation had changed Night Sorrow's perspective. He no longer had any interest in hunting Earth Dragon Worms, which did not have much combat power. In addition, Night Sorrow was also very grateful to the Earth Dragon Worm for dragging him down, allowing him to obtain the opportunity. From then on, his fate had completely changed. The three of them rode their mounts to the platform outside the cave where Feng Qin was resting. The small platform couldn't hold large mounts like Tianyu, the dark-feathered eagle, and the fire phoenix. The three of them put away their mounts in the air and flew to the platform. Baidu search AI Go female sign Xiao say www.aichuxs. Calm, Night Sorrow, did you fall down here from above? Sikong Chuyu asked. Yes, Tianyu and I both fell here. Night Sorrow nodded. You're really lucky that you didn't fall to your death and didn't fall to the bottom, Yang Lei said. In fact, the chances of Night Sorrow falling to this platform were not high. If he missed by a bit, he would have fallen to the bottom of the canyon. Also, it was easy to fall to your death on this platform. You're really lucky. Sikong Chuyu nodded. Then, Night Sorrow brought the two girls into the cave and looked at the words left behind by Feng Qin. Nether Beast, Nether Chi. What are those things? They even killed a senior with an unknown cultivation level. Yang Lei said with some surprise. I don't know either. I've never heard of it. Sikong Chuyu shook his head. Since we're here, let's go investigate. Night Sorrow looked at the two girls and said. 7L, main. G edition, that's fine. Our mounts are of a high level. It should be fine. Yang Lei nodded. After making a decision, the three of them left the cave and flew down the canyon on their flying beasts. It was impossible to estimate how deep the canyon was. The three of them flew for a while on their mounts. The bottom was still foggy, but the canyon was much smaller. It was like a deep well. We've descended by at least 200 miles. What's going on? It's all foggy. Yang Lei said. There's such a place in the Medicine Valley. No one knows about it and no one came to investigate. Sikong Chuyu asked. Taishan Peak is a forbidden area. The Cloud Sea Peak opposite must have a similar warning, so no one would come here for no reason, Yang Lei said. Then, the three of them continued to fly down. As they went deeper and deeper, the canyon became smaller and smaller. Do you feel it? There's something wrong with the aura, Yang Lei said. Yes, the energy in my body is suppressed. My mount is also suppressed, Sikong Chuyu said. The depth is still unknown. 13, we can't go on. If we continue to dive, our mounts won't be able to take it. Also, our combat strength will be suppressed, Yang Lei said to Night Sorrow. Okay, let's go back first. There's a celebration party for 12th senior brother tonight. We can't miss it, Night Sorrow said. In fact, Night Sorrow didn't want to leave just like that. He didn't feel the attribute suppression, and neither did Tianyu. However, he felt the suppression on Yang Lei and Sikong Chuyu. Their mounts were also suppressed. Then, the three of them rode their mounts into the air. The speed of ascending was much faster than diving. Then, the three of them returned to the bamboo tower on the bamboo forest peak. That place down there definitely isn't a good place. We should stay away, Yang Lei said. The attribute isn't right. I have the sky blue water attribute. Advanced attributes can't suppress me unless it's an extreme attribute. Do you think the netherworld energy recorded by Elder Feng Qin is an extreme attribute of the death attribute? Sikong Chuyu asked. It's possible. Aside from the supreme attribute, only the extreme attributes of the advanced attributes can suppress you. The supreme attribute is the void attribute and the destruction attribute. Below is obviously not the extreme attribute. It must be the extreme attribute of the advanced attribute, and the death attribute is the closest, Yang Lei said. We don't need to make wild guesses. When we return to Dongxian City, we can just ask Auntie Fei, Night Sorrow said. The ancient river isn't a simple place. Even if we go there again, we have to be careful. Night Sorrow, I know you are a little unwilling, but you have to promise us that you won't act recklessly, Yang Lei looked at Night Sorrow and said. I understand. I won't joke with my life. Things that involve the ancient era aren't simple. Night Sorrow nodded. This is also a hidden concern for the Medicine Valley. Sikong Chuyu was a little worried. Just like Night Sorrow said, things that involve the ancient era weren't simple. We'll cross that bridge when we get there. Yang Lei was very open-minded. The three of them chatted for a while. Knight Sorrow began to practice his spear skills. His spear skills were already very smooth. Knight Sorrow had to rely on the human spear unity to enter the unity of heaven and man. Once he reached the unity of heaven and man realm, when his cultivation reached a certain level, becoming an honorable would be a matter of course. Chapter 5:12. Geniuses remember love in 1 second. Go. We will provide you with wonderful novels to read. After practicing the spear art, Knight Sorrow shared his idea with Yang Lei, Yu Si, and Sikong Chu. This was an effective way to cultivate. After achieving one with the spear, Knight Sorrow felt that his realm had increased very quickly. After using the power of the soul, he could even control the energy fluctuations around the reincarnation spear. When he could merge the power of the soul with the heaven and earth, he would be able to control the heaven and earth. That would be the realm of one with the heavens. Not bad, this is a good idea. Then let's study one with the sword. This is definitely a shortcut. You can find a shortcut to cultivating the soul, and you can also find a good way to cultivate the realm. I really admire you, Sikong Chuyu said. Hee, I was just lucky. You too can try, Knight Sorrow said. Then, the three of them cultivated for a while and arrived at the small building in the bamboo forest. At this moment, in the small building in the bamboo forest, Yu Yangyu's second-generation disciples from Taishan Peak were all drinking tea and chatting, except for Huanan. In the past, when you didn't have any achievements, I looked forward to your achievements. But now that you have to go your separate ways. It's really hard to be satisfied with both sides, Yu Yangyu looked at his disciples and said with some emotion. After hearing Yu Yangyu's words, Gong Xian and the others didn't say anything because Yu Yangyu was telling the truth. These days, everyone was busy with their own things and didn't have much time to meet each other. Fu 3. Original 2 version, don't be like this. I'm just a little emotional. It's a good thing that you have a bright future. Looking at the Medicine Valley, who can compare with me? All 13 disciples are elites, and more than half of them have reached the 5th rank. I'm proud of you, Yu Yangyu said with a smile. Everyone drank happily. Guan Ye's resurrection was a big deal in their hearts. It made up for the regret of Taishan Peak. After chatting, everyone started to drink. However, Yu Yangyu didn't stop them because they had a good relationship. Knight Sorrow was also ruthless. He directly knocked down Tao Yuan, Zhou Zheng, and Lu Peng. 13. You're too arrogant. 8th senior brother will fight it out with you. Shi Tianlin stood out, wanting to continue fighting with Knight Sorrow. 8th senior brother, you guys are too shameless. Do you think that 13 has no one on his side? 9th junior sister, I'll drink with you. Yang Lei rolled up her sleeves and said. No way. Your family is too arrogant. What are our senior brothers waiting for? Hurry up and beat them up. Shi Tianlin roared. Ahem. 8th junior brother, this is too embarrassing. 2nd senior brother can't hold his liquor well, so he's a bit dizzy. Wu Qi immediately backed out. Baidu search AI go female sign shao say www.aichuxs. Calm 8th junior brother, I can't hold my liquor. Why don't you do it? Huang'an said. 11th junior brother, come here. Shi Tianlin looked at Imo Chin. 8th senior brother, forget it. 13 is still fine. 2 more won't be a problem. Then there's 9th senior sister and sister Chuyu. You know the result. Imo Chin shook his head. Fine. You guys don't have the code of brotherhood. Shi Tianlin curled his lips and said. If we have the code of brotherhood, we'll lose face with you. Look at you senior brothers. I'm impressed. Gong Xian looked at Shi Tianlin and said, 13, I'll let you off today. Shi Tianlin curled his lips and said, 8th junior brother, this is because no one is with you. If someone is with you, I will be with 13th junior brother, Qing Ji said with a smile. The group drank until late at night before going to rest. Night Sorrow and the other two also returned to the bamboo forest peak. Without resting, Night Sorrow pulled the two girls to his bamboo house. A crazy night was inevitable. After dawn, Night Sorrow began to cultivate his spear arts. After Yang Lei and Sikong Chuyu washed up, they watched Night Sorrow cultivate. Chuyu, it's a good thing we're together. Otherwise, it would have been terrible. My waist still hurts. Yang Lei said. Sikong Chuyu blushed and nodded. She knew this was the truth. Night Sorrow was really strong in that aspect. When Night Sorrow was cultivating, Aoi and Guanyi came over. Everyone sat down and chatted while drinking tea. 6th senior sister, there's something I need to trouble you with. Night Sorrow put away his spear and said. What is it? You don't have to be so polite with me. Aoi said with a smile. Night Sorrow said that he needed level 2 and level 3 supplementary pills for Papa Gu and Chin Chin. That's not a big deal. I'll send someone to deliver it later when I'm done preparing. You don't have to worry about it. Don't talk about low-level medicinal pills. You can leave some 5th-level medicinal pills with me. I still have a lot of them, Qing Ji said. I still have level 5 pills. Night Sorrow took out some clear void pills and great void pills and gave them to Aoi. You're really rich. 12th junior brother, did you see that? This is 13. Senior brother and senior sister were able to reach level 5 and improve their cultivation quickly because of 13's resources. Aoi said. I now understand 13th junior brother's prowess. Guanyi said with a smile. 12th, the resources that 13th junior brother prepared for us are all with me. If you need any pills in the future, you can ask me for them. Aoi said to Guanyi. 6th senior sister, if there's nothing else, you can go to Dongxian City. We also have a mansion there. You can bring your disciples there. Night Sorrow said to Aoi. I'll look for you when I want to go. Those little guys are still occupying your Longquan courtyard. Aoi said with a smile. I don't want to live there. It doesn't matter who lives there. Whenever 12th senior brother wants to move, you can look for me in Dongxian City. Night Sorrow said to Guanyi. Of course. We're all brothers. I won't be polite. Guanyi nodded. 13. Stay for a while before returning to Dongxian City. Aoi was reluctant to let Night Sorrow leave. 6th senior sister, I have to take responsibility. I'm now a member of Tianji Tower and the captain of the Blood Strike Guards. There are some things that I can't avoid, Night Sorrow said. 6th senior sister understands and supports you. This is what a man should do. Aoi nodded. After a while, Aoi and Guanyi left. She had only brought Guanyi over to take a look. My cultivation isn't high enough, and Master forbade me from leaving. Otherwise, I would have gone to Dongxian City and become a soldier under 13. Didn't you hear eldest senior brother say that 13's team was the strongest when it came to killing dark creatures? Killing rank 5 dark creatures was as easy as pie. That's what a real man is, Guanyi said with some yearning. Don't compare yourself to 13. He's strong at fighting above his level. He can even survive an attack from a venerable. However, you should know that there's only one 13 in Medicine Valley, and there's only one Night Sorrow in the eastern Xian region, Aoi said. I know. That's why I yearn for it. A real man should be like that. However, I'll cultivate steadily until I reach rank 5 before venturing out, Guanyi said. 13 has sacrificed too much in the past few years. You can say that he spent his time cultivating and fighting. Back then, when I was with him and watched him cultivate, my heart ached for him, always said. Others only see the bright side. It's hard for them to see the painful side. He cultivated for less than 4 years, yet he has achieved so much. He must have sacrificed several times more than others, Guanyi said. Chapter 5:13. Geniuses remember love in 1 second. We provide you with interesting novels to read. 6th Senior Martial Sister, I don't quite understand what you mean. Guanyi said. Junior Martial Brother 13 is not only the Vice Valley Lord of our Medicine Valley. I heard from eldest Senior Martial Brother that he has a very close relationship with Tianji Tower and the City Lord Mansion. Even the elders of Eastern Xian City have to give him face. He is the leader of the Tianji Tower's elite team. This means that he also has a very high status in the Tianjin Tower. Therefore, these two forces will take care of Knight Soro's safety. Whoever wants to touch him will have to think twice. Aoi explained. This is 13's ability. Guanyi said with a smile. Knight Soro also planned to leave after talking to the two women. He did not have the intention to go to Pil Ding Cliff. He planned to go there after reaching the peak of the Void Inquiry stage. Even if the 8-Dragon Cauldron did not recognize him as its master, he could still communicate with it and ask it to contribute more to the Medicine Valley. After all, something like the Time Pagoda was still possible. After packing up, Knight Soro brought the two women to the small house in the bamboo forest to bid farewell to Yu Yangyu and his senior martial brothers. Then, they flew towards Pil Ding City. 12th's resurrection is really delightful. It can also be said that the knot in Master's heart has been untied. Yang Lei said. I didn't have any feelings for 12th senior martial brother in the past. But now, I like him more. Knight Soro said. After getting along with him for a few days, Knight Soro also understood Guanyi's character. Guanyi was simple and straightforward. He was very easy to get along with. It's good that you can accept it. The first thing Master looks at when accepting a disciple is their temperament. Therefore, our senior martial brothers and sisters don't have any flaws in temperament. Yang Lei said. After arriving at Pil Ding City, they did not go to the Dragon Spring Courtyard. Instead, they directly took the teleportation formation to Eastern Xian City. After arriving at Eastern Xian City, the three of them walked back to Qingxian Courtyard while shopping. After returning to the Qingxin Villa, Knight Soro first checked on the cultivation progress of the Blood Strike Guards and the Tianji Tower brothers. After looking around, Knight Soro discovered that the members of the Bloodstrike Guard had all reached Tier 5. Only Qin Zhen was at the Severed Soul stage. Qin Zhen could also be considered a member of the Tianji Tower team. Tianji Tower was a little behind. Lei Bao and Lei Jing were very close to the 5th stage, but they had not reached it yet. Ho Qingjie was a little behind, but everyone's progress was already very fast. After all, they had only been cultivating for a short period of time. Junior brother Knight Soro, you're really something. You ran for half a month and left your guests here. Ling Long appeared with an ugly expression on her face. Clearly, she was angry with Knight Soro. Guests. Senior sister Ling Long, are you still a guest? This place is no different from your own home, Knight Soro said. You're quite reasonable. After hearing Knight Soro's words, Ling Long couldn't refute, but she still looked angry. Knight Soro smiled. There's nothing to be angry about. Let's go to the back and have some tea. When they arrived at the main building in Knight Soro's backyard, he took out a tea set and began to brew tea. After drinking a pot of tea, Ling Long left. She was a little dissatisfied, but she also knew that Knight Soro hadn't done anything wrong. Night Sorrow expressed a friendly attitude, and the matter was over. Damn, I don't know how I provoked her, Night Sorrow said as he looked at the teacup in his hand. We didn't do anything wrong, but from her point of view, we neglected her, Sikong Chuyu said. Maybe. She should understand that I have my own things to do. I can't just lie in the mansion all the time, Night Sorrow said with a smile. While the three of them were talking, Ning Qingfeng came in. Night Sorrow, there have been people coming to see Chu Yu for the past 2 days. Chapter 221, last chapter, KW, who is it? Night Sorrow asked. It's a middle-aged woman. I can't see through her cultivation, but she's very polite, Ning Qingfeng said. I don't know who it is. Night Sorrow thought for a moment, but couldn't think of a reason. She'll probably come again. She's been coming almost every day for the past 2 days. 13, Chu Yu, do you want to see her? If not, I'll continue to refuse, Ning Qingfeng said. There's no need. We don't have anyone we can't see, Night Sorrow said. Okay. If she comes again, I'll bring her here. Ning Qingfeng said and left. Night Sorrow is very likely to be from the Sikong family, Sikong Chuyu said. So what? If you don't go back, who can come and take her away? Night Sorrow said. Ji Yu's family suffered a blow. They probably won't force me to marry again. I'm just afraid that my parents will ask me to go back, Sikong Chuyu said. If they ask you to go back, then go back. It's fine as long as they don't force you, Night Sorrow said. You idiot. If I go back and the other elders in the family don't approve of you, then what? Can't we be together? Sikong Chuyu looked at Night Sorrow with some annoyance. Don't worry. When the time comes, Aunt Fei will arrange for someone to follow Night Sorrow to the Sikong family. The Sikong family is very powerful in the Qingtian region, but it won't go as far as to not give face to Tianjin Tower. After Sikong Chuyu finished speaking and Night Sorrow was thinking about how to deal with it, Wu Lingfei walked in. Aunt Fei, you're here. Night Sorrow and the other two stood up to greet her. I went out to check on the situation outside. Everything went well, so I came back. You don't have to worry about Chuyu. Let nature take its course, Sikong Chuyu said. Thank you, Auntie Fei, Yishang said. The key is Chuyu's parents' attitude. You don't have to care about other people's opinions. In terms of excellence, you're not inferior to anyone. In terms of family background, you're my relative. Anyone can try to look down on you, Wu Lingfei said. Then I'm at ease. By the way, I have something to ask Aunt Fei. Please take a seat. Night Sorrow pulled out a chair for Wu Lingfei and poured her a cup of tea. What do you want to say? Wu Lingfei said. Aunt Fei, what are the extreme attributes of the death attribute? Night Sorrow asked. It's the darkness attribute and the netherworld attribute. They're also known as the darkness-killing chi and the netherworld baleful chi. Why do you ask? Wu Lingfei looked at Night Sorrow and asked. A few days ago, I saw an energy that could suppress Chuyu's water attribute. I suspect it's the extreme attribute of the death attribute, Night Sorrow said. The extreme attribute of the high level. That's a very serious problem. Tell me, what's going on? Wu Lingfei frowned. Night Sorrow then told her about ancient Taichuan. I hope there's no problem. There are some things you don't know. Taichuan is the battlefield between the 9 regions world and the netherworld. The netherworld is very strong, but during that era, our 9 regions world had an era-suppressing expert. That's why our 9 regions world didn't lose. However, the entrance shouldn't be in the eastern Xian region, said Wu Lingfei. Then where is the entrance? Asked Night Sorrow. Chapter 5:14. A genius remembers love in 1 second. We provide you with wonderful novels to read. Wait until my cultivation base improves a bit more, then I'll go take a look. This is still a problem, Night Sorrow said. Alright then, Auntie Faye won't go there. Once your cultivation is high enough, you can go investigate and tell Auntie Faye the results. We don't need to care about other places, but the eastern Xian region must be stabilized, said Wuling Fei. Okay, is Auntie Faye's protective artifact good? Night Sorrow nodded. From Wuling Fei's words, he understood Wuling Fei's sense of responsibility. It's useful. The polar lunar wheel is a sacred treasure. Although it is inferior to the spacetime pagoda in terms of overall strength, it is not bad in terms of pure attack and defense. Wuling Fei stood up and waved her hand. A crescent-shaped moon appeared out of thin air. Wuling Fei's body was in the empty space of the crescent-shaped moon. Original version Hair then, the full moon quickly spun around Wuling Fei, and a half-moon slashed out. The half-moon slashed out, and a black spatial crack appeared behind it. After unleashing a crescent moon slash, concubine Wuling Fei waved her arm and recalled the polar moon wheel. It's too beautiful. Its attack and defense are also very shocking. Yang Lei's eyes were filled with astonishment. If I were to fight Saint Skyscraping now, it would be hard to say who would have the upper hand. After all, the spacetime pagoda doesn't belong to Auntie Faye, so they can't truly communicate with each other. Love go little say Wuling Fei said with a smile. Tianji Tower's foundation is really deep. They even have such a magical weapon. Night Sorrow sighed with emotion. Actually, the full moon chakram was originally a pair. Aside from the polar moon chakram, there was also a true moon chakram. However, the true moon chakram was lost along with the palace lord during the ancient times. The true moon chakram was the main chakram, and this polar moon chakram was the subsidiary chakram, Wuling Fei said. Then the true moon will be even stronger. Night Sorrow asked in surprise. Yes, the power is different. Wuling Fei nodded. Auntie Fei, I have the Golden Phoenix flexible armor and the spacetime treasure pagoda to protect me. There is no difference whether I use the ice silkworm flexible armor or not. I want to give it to my 9th senior sister. This way, she can increase her ability to protect herself and I can feel more at ease, Night Sorrow said. You have the spacetime treasure pagoda to protect you, so you should be able to protect yourself. If the spacetime treasure pagoda can't protect you, then the ice silkworm soft clothes are useless. Wuling Fei nodded, agreeing with Night Sorrow's opinion. Baidu search AI go female sign shao say www.aichuxs. Calm Night Sorrow entered the bamboo house and took off the ice silk robe. Then, he handed it over to Wuling Fei. Wuling Fei then helped Yang Lei register the ice silk robe. Yang Lei already has a protective spirit artifact, so it's not suitable for Chuyu to not have one. This is the Snow Scale Arm Guard. After activating it, its effects are not bad. Aunt Fei will also help you recognize it as your master. After speaking, Wuling Fei took out an arm guard made of white scales. Then, she helped Sikong Chuyu register the ice silk robe. Thank you, Aunt Fei. Night Sorrow and the other two bowed to Wuling Fei. You're welcome. Aunt Fei has no use for these things. In the future, if I don't hand them over to Tianji Tower, I'll leave them for the City Lord's palace. In addition, in a few days, Aunt Fei plans to destroy the Death Space Dark Overlord connected to the Island of Darkness, Wuling Fei said. Aunt Fei can go in. Night Sorrow asked in surprise. That space is not a large space. The power of the space passage connecting it to the 9-domain world is not very strong. It should be within Aunt Fei's range of tolerance. However, the avatar is still lacking, so only the main body can go, Wuling Fei said. Then I'm relieved, Night Sorrow said. When Aunt Fay familiarizes herself with the extreme moon wheel, we'll set off, Wuling Fay said. Can I go too? Night Sorrow asked excitedly. Of course, there are still some treasures in an uninhabited space. Don't you want them? Anyway, Aunt Fay can bring one person in, Wuling Fay said with a smile. Go. How can I not go? Night Sorrow said excitedly. It was rare to see a battle between top experts. Afterward, Wuling Fay went to the observation tower to cultivate. Night Sorrow and the other two chatted for a while before returning to their rooms to cultivate. Yang Lei and Sikong Chuyu both wanted to feel the protective spirit artifacts. After cultivating the foundation for a night, Night Sorrow began to cultivate his spear arts in the courtyard. After cultivating his spear arts, Night Sorrow was drinking tea with the two girls. Ning Qingfeng brought a middle-aged woman to the backyard of Qingxin courtyard. Auntie Tianyu, why have you come? Seeing this woman, Sikong Chuyu happily greeted her. Sikong Tianyu was not on the same side as Sikong Tianjing and Sikong Tianhua, who had forced her. It could be said that she was an elder who was very close to Sikong Tianding. I missed you, my baby. If I didn't come out to find you, would I expect you to go back? Sikong Tianyu said with a smile. Night Sorrow, ninth senior sister, this is my Aunt Tianyu. She loves me very much, Sikong Chuyu said happily. Greetings, Senior Tianyu. Night Sorrow and Yang Lei both stood up and saluted. Chuyu, why don't you introduce him to your aunt? Sikong Tianyu said with a smile on her face. Aunt, then I will introduce him directly. This is Night Sorrow, and he is also someone I approve of. We are already together. This is Yang Lei, Night Sorrow's ninth senior sister. We are good sisters, Sikong Chuyu said. Aunt already understands the situation very well. Yi Shang is very good. Aunt also knows about the relationship between Yang Lei and the two of you. Aunt didn't come with the intention of breaking up the two of you. However, since the patriarch has spoken, Aunt can't possibly not come, right? Sikong Tianyu said. What does the old ancestor mean? Sikong Chuyu asked. The old ancestor doesn't know about your situation. He said that no one will force you in the future, but the husband you find must be approved by him, Sikong Tianyu said. Then Aunt, do you think he can pass? Sikong Chuyu pointed at Night Sorrow and asked. Personally, there is nothing to say. If he can't, then no one can. But you have to know that some people in the family value their family background very much, Sikong Tianyu said after some hesitation. Family background. Which big family doesn't have their ancestors who worked hard from nothing? This way of thinking is wrong, Sikong Chuyu said with some anger. Don't be angry with your aunt. I'm just here to pass on a message. I'm not here to force you to do anything. Hurry up and make some tea. Your family is really hard to enter. Sikong Tianyu found a seat and sat down. I'm not going back. As for family background, Night Sorrow's family background is not bad either. It's just that it's not convenient to say. It would shock people to death. Even Ji Yu's family is not good enough, Sikong Chuyu said while making tea. Is it that scary? You can't lie to your aunt, Sikong Tianyu said with some surprise. I'm not lying to my aunt. There's no need. We don't plan to say it either. Besides, the Dongxian city lord is Night Sorrow's aunt. Is that enough? Sikong Chuyu said. Chapter 5:15. A genius remembers love in 1 second. We provide you with interesting novels to read. I'm not going back. Auntie can say that she didn't see me and only went to investigate the situation. She can report the situation to the old ancestor and the family. Sikong Chuyu said. Alright, who asked you to be Auntie's precious niece? We'll do as you say. Sikong Tianyu said. Thank you, senior. Knight Sorrow cupped his hands towards Sikong Tianyu. He could tell that Sikong Tianyu was truly looking out for Sikong Chuyu. You don't mind calling me Auntie, right? Sikong Tianyu looked at Knight Sorrow and asked. Knight Sorrow greets Auntie Tianyu. Knight Sorrow bowed. Auntie, ninth senior sister is the same as me. She's willing to follow Knight Sorrow. We're a family. Sikong Chuyu introduced Yang Lei to Sikong Tianyu again. Yang Lei greets Auntie Tianyu. Yang Lei said to Sikong Tianyu. If it were any other girl I would definitely feel wronged. But now, I don't think so. I just feel that this kid got off too easy. But he's really outstanding. Auntie is happy to see you guys getting along so well. Sikong Tianyu said with a smile. Knight Sorrow then asked someone to arrange a guest room for Sikong Tianyu. According to Sikong Tianyu's intention, she wanted to waste some time and go back to report. After making arrangements for Sikong Tianyu, Knight Sorrow continued to cultivate. While Knight Sorrow was cultivating, Sikong Tianyu also came to watch and nodded from time to time. She was an elder of the Sikong family and also one of the honorables of the Sikong family. She had a good eye. She could clearly see Knight Sorrow's strength and potential. On this day, while Knight Sorrow was cultivating, Wu Lingfei appeared. When she appeared, she was wearing a veil. Auntie Fei is here. Knight Sorrow and the other two greeted. Wu Lingfei nodded and looked at Sikong Tianyu. Sikong clan, Sikong Tianyu greets senior. Sikong Tianyu bowed because she couldn't tell how strong Wu Lingfei was. I know why you're here. Don't mention anything about Knight Sorrow and Chuyu's family background. It's meaningless. There should be someone called Sikong Luyun in your family. Tell him that I'm the Golden Phoenix and Knight Sorrow are my only family. That should be enough, Wu Lingfei said. Sikong Tianyu understands. I will report back. Sikong Tianyu was extremely shocked. In the 9 regions world, perhaps only a few people knew of the name Wu Lingfei, but at the level of supremacy, everyone knew of the name Golden Phoenix. It was a taboo among supremacies. Alright, Knight Sorrow, follow Auntie Fei to the Dark Island. Let's clear it out. Wu Lingfei said to Knight Sorrow. Is latest chapter, section T, J above 9-inch alright? Knight Sorrow was extremely excited. Knowing that Wu Lingfei was sure to win, he was looking forward to a top-level battle. Wu Lingfei waved her arm and wrapped Knight Sorrow in her arms, leaving the mansion. Chuyu, even if you go home with me, no one can confine you. Even the old ancestor has to give face to Lord Golden Phoenix. I can't tell how strong she is even with my cultivation, Sikong Tianyu said, looking in the direction Wu Lingfei left. Auntie, the family doesn't know that Lord Golden Phoenix is the one who defeated Qingtian Saint from Qingtian region. Sikong Chuyu asked. The family received news of the battle between Eastern Xian region and Qingtian region, but we only know that Eastern Xian region sent out a saint and forced Qingtian Saint to retreat. We don't know the details or your relationship. Sikong Tianyu shook her head. At that time, Auntie Fei had just entered the saint realm for half a month and didn't have a suitable saint treasure in hand. Now that Auntie Fei's cultivation has stabilized and she has a top-level saint treasure in hand, why don't you let Qingtian Saint try again? Sikong Chuyu said. She had absolute confidence in Wu Lingfei. Baidu search AI Go Xiao Shua www.aichux.com. Lord Golden Phoenix was an invincible venerable when she was at the venerable realm. Naturally, it won't be a problem for her to enter the saint realm. Do you want to go home? I don't think there will be any problems with the family, Sikong Tianyu said. I don't want to go back for the time being. When Night Sorrow is stronger, I'll ask him to propose marriage, Sikong Chuyu said with a red face. All right, I'll go back first. The results of this investigation will shock the family, Sikong Tianyu said. After chatting with Sikong Chuyu for a while, Sikong Tianyu left Qingxin courtyard. She was very happy that her niece had a good home. She was very satisfied with Night Sorrow. Wu Lingfei took Night Sorrow to the teleportation formation and teleported to Linhai City. Then Wu Lingfei took Night Sorrow and flew toward the Dark Island. This time, Wu Lingfei didn't fly high in the sky. She was a saint and had mastered the power of rules. She could resist and ignore the attacks of the Realm Sea. Similarly, Night Sorrow had the Void Fate Pearl to protect his Spirit Sea, so he wasn't afraid of the attacks of the Realm Sea. After becoming a saint, Wu Lingfei flew at full speed and covered a distance of several thousand kilometers in a very short time. The Bloodstrike guards of the City Lord Mansion were guarding the Dark Island. There were 3 venerable commanders. When they saw Wu Lingfei arrive, they all bowed to greet her. Wu Lingfei took Night Sorrow to the entrance of the spatial tunnel. She merged the clone that was sitting cross-legged into her body. Then, she pulled Night Sorrow to her side and propped up a light green protective shield. She then struck the space with her right hand. Following Wu Lingfei's palm, the energy within the spatial tunnel began to riot. Seeing the energy riot, Wu Lingfei pulled Yi Shang into the spatial tunnel. Standing beside Wu Lingfei, Night Sorrow felt countless ripples of energy attack Wu Lingfei's protective shield. However, they were all blocked. Soon, the 2 of them stood in the death space. Aunt Fei, you came in so quickly. Night Sorrow asked in surprise. This is the power of darkness mixed with the power of death. It's suppressed by the power of life, so it can't do anything to you, Wu Lingfei said. Then we'll go now. Night Sorrow said. Let's go and get rid of that fella first. We'll continue to search for resources here. As Wu Lingfei spoke, she killed all the darkness creatures near the spatial tunnel. After that, Night Sorrow pointed in a direction. Wu Lingfei brought Night Sorrow and flew towards the location of the Dark Heaven Vault. Night Sorrow had to fly for 3 to 4 days with his Tianyu. Wu Lingfei only used 2 hours to arrive. Aunt Fei, we're a few hundred miles away. Night Sorrow said. Aunt Fei can feel it. In a while, when Aunt Fei fights with it, you can enter the space-time pagoda and use your soul force to observe the battle. You can learn from it. Wu Lingfei said to Night Sorrow. I understand. Aunt Fei, you have to pay attention to your safety. Night Sorrow said. Let's go over. The death energy here is really dense. After saying that, Wu Lingfei brought Night Sorrow and flew. Wu Lingfei only needed a few breaths of time to cover a distance of a few hundred miles. After they arrived, Wu Lingfei casually tossed Night Sorrow onto an ancient tree. After that, she soared into the air. At this moment, the figure below the crack in the heaven vault also stood up. Who are you? You dare to come to this seat's place? Are you courting death? This was a man with tattoos on his face. He stared at Wu Lingfei and roared. Chapter 5:16. A genius remembers love in 1 second. We provide you with wonderful novels to read. Do you think you can be arrogant just because you're a saint? You've just entered the saint realm, so it's not a big deal. I, the Black Shadow Venerable, will let you try. A venerable can also kill a saint. The middle-aged man left the mountain and rushed towards Wu Lingfei. At this moment, Night Sorrow noticed that this man was not ordinary. It was over 6 meters tall and had a pair of large curved horns on its head. The horns were densely packed with veins. At this time, Wu Lingfei attacked. Her left hand slapped forward, and the ordinary protective chi shield around her body changed into a light green life chi shield. At this moment, the Black Shadow Venerable was attacking Wu Lingfei with the strong death chi. In order to avoid being attacked by the death chi, it was best for her to use the protective chi cover of the nature of life to restrain the nature of death. As Wu Lingfei's palm struck out, a world of ice and snow appeared in front of her, sealing the death energy and preventing it from reaching her. After stabilizing the situation, Wu Lingfei once again used Ice Seal. Wu Lingfei froze the Black Shadow Venerable twice in a row. Then Wu Lingfei began to rush forward, and froze the Black Shadow Venerable again. Wu Lingfei didn't freeze the Black Shadow Venerable directly, but she managed to keep him within a certain range. Then Wu Lingfei waved the long sword in her right hand. The green sword light cut through the death energy and went directly to the Black Shadow Venerable. Starting 3A, the Black Shadow Venerable waved his right hand and slashed out his saber. The sword light and saber light collided, and then both of them were shattered. Even if you have grasped the power of rules, it's useless. Today, you must die. As Wu Lingfei spoke, the chains of rules of life appeared. A dozen chains of rules of life whipped towards the Black Shadow Saint. Saint of Life, you are the Saint of Life. The Black Shadow Venerable was shocked. High-level attributes were very rare, not to mention the attribute of life that could restrain him. It was hard for him to accept this. That's right. So, from the moment you allowed the dark creatures in the space to attack our world, your fate was sealed. Wu Lingfei said while attacking. Don't push me too far, the Black Shadow Venerable roared. Didn't you want to kill a saint? Today, I will kill you. Wu Lingfei roared, and the polar moon wool behind her flew out. The polar moon wool moved so fast that it cut through the middle of the Black Shadow Venerable's body. Ah! The Black Shadow Venerable screamed, I'm immortal. Come on. After the Black Shadow Venerable screamed and roared, his body turned into a cloud of black mist and floated backward. The Black Shadow Venerable, who had turned into mist, was no longer affected. Both Wu Lingfei's sword light and the polar moon wool went through the black mist. I don't believe I can't kill you. Wu Lingfei let out a roar, and a green sea of life energy appeared, wrapping the black mist in it. Kill me. What a joke. My true form is the hidden fog beast. As long as the fog exists, I will not die. What can you do to me? The voice came from the black fog. The hidden fog beast can turn into the black fog. After turning into the black fog, it can't attack and can't be attacked. But I can refine you slowly. Wu Lingfei's body shook as she transformed into a golden king bird that was dozens of meters long. Next, the golden king bird with the aura of a king screeched and opened its beak to suck the black mist into its body. After absorbing the black mist, the golden monarch bird let loose a cry before transforming back into the dancing spirit concubine. Wu Lingfei's figure flashed and landed in front of Yishang. Aunt Fei, you. Night Sorrow was shocked. Night Sorrow, are you scared? Wu Lingfei looked at Night Sorrow and asked. I'm not scared. Because you care about me. Aunt Fei, are you okay? Night Sorrow was shocked and worried. I'm fine. Aunt Fei has a unique talent. The space in my body can refine it directly. This is also because I have a way to restrain it. Otherwise, ordinary saints wouldn't be able to do anything to it. Wu Lingfei said. Aunt Fei, be careful. Don't get turned over by it. Night Sorrow looked at Wu Lingfei's delicate body and said. I won't. There are some things I haven't told you because I'm afraid you won't be able to accept it. Wu Lingfei looked at Night Sorrow and said. I won't. Everything has a spirit. There's no difference between humans and beasts. The only difference is evil and righteousness. Night Sorrow said. You're wrong. Beasts are a general term. In fact, there are also strange beasts and spirit beasts. Aunt Faye's true form is a golden phoenix, so her name is Golden Phoenix. If it's not necessary, Aunt Faye doesn't want to fight with her true form. After all, she's a human now. Wu Lingfei said. I understand. Aunt Faye, you have to pay attention to your body. Night Sorrow reminded Wu Lingfei. It's fine. No matter if it's its true form or its human form, it's a dead end. Right now, it only has half of its life left. We should be able to refine it before the sky turns dark. Wu Lingfei spoke. In that case, I can be at ease. Night Sorrow nodded, feeling much more at ease in his heart. After that, the two of them arrived at the bottom of the heaven vault. The law energy here is very strong. No wonder its cultivation base didn't rise, but its cultivation base is high enough. Luckily, we came in time. If we came late, this fellow would have entered the Saint Realm. At that time, things would truly be difficult to deal with. Emisham. There are spirit stones and crystals below. However, it's very deep. After Wu Lingfei spoke, she got Night Sorrow to retreat. After that, she waved her hand and blasted the ground. Under Wu Lingfei's violent attacks, the peak of the mountain was flattened. After the time it takes to brew a cup of tea passed, Night Sorrow saw many spirit stones shining brightly. There were also darkness crystals and a small number of death crystals. Digging is too slow. Wait in the air and collect the spirit stones and crystals. After Wu Lingfei spoke, she waved her hand, causing the ground to shatter. The shattered rocks shot out in all directions as the spirit stones and crystals flew up into the air. Night Sorrow waved his hand and collected the spirit stones and crystals. An instant later, all the spirit stones and crystals were collected. Aunt Faye, there are so many spirit stones and crystals. After Wu Lingfei stopped, Night Sorrow took out the spirit stones and crystals he collected. There were over 20 peak-grade spirit stones, over 200 high-grade spirit stones, 50 to 60 darkness crystals and over 20 death crystals. Not bad. Keep them. Wu Lingfei smiled. Aunt Faye, keep them. I have them. Night Sorrow shook his head. Give the peak-grade spirit stones to me. You can keep the rest. The people around you also need resources. Aunt Faye only cares about whether you have resources or not. You don't have to care about others. Wu Lingfei spoke. Okay. Aunt Faye, just tell me what you need. I have a lot of resources here. Night Sorrow said. I know you have. You gave me a lot of life crystals. It's enough. Wu Lingfei said. That's good. Night Sorrow nodded. Wu Lingfei sighed and said, Auntie Faye told you that after knowing you, Auntie Faye's path became much smoother. This is because I borrowed your luck. Otherwise, it would be too difficult to enter the Saint Realm. Aunt Faye, don't say that. I'm embarrassed. Night Sorrow said with a smile. Chapter 5:17. Genius 1 second. Remember love go/little. Here's a wonderful novel for you to read. Auntie Faye's true form is very beautiful, holy and majestic, even I want to worship you, Night Sorrow said with a smile. It's good that you think so. There aren't many people worthy of Auntie Faye's attention, and you are the only one I treat as family, so as long as you don't mind, Auntie Faye is very happy. Wu Lingfei patted Night Sorrow's shoulder and said. In fact, she had been observing Night Sorrow's situation for a while to see if Night Sorrow would reject her because she was a spirit beast in human form. With her powerful soul force, Wu Lingfei didn't miss the slightest change in Night Sorrow's expression. She then found that Night Sorrow was only worried and didn't show any other emotional changes, which made her feel very relieved. Auntie Faye, don't think too much. I won't say anything about this matter, but if anyone dares to talk nonsense about it in the future, I will never let them go, Night Sorrow said. Good, Auntie Faye didn't dote on you for nothing, Wu Ling Fei said with a smile on her face. Of course, Auntie Faye is my only auntie, Night Sorrow said. Then the two set up camp and fought for a while. Wu Ling Fei had consumed a lot of her soul force, and she still had to refine the hidden fog beast. After setting up camp, Night Sorrow rode Tianyu to find a water source and made a pot of tea after returning. At that moment, Wu Ling Fei walked out of the tent and waved her arm, causing a mass of death qi to appear and dissipate, but Wu Ling Fei was holding a crystal core in her hand. Although this guy was a venerable, its crystal core was already a half-step saint crystal, Wu Ling Fei said. Did you kill it? Night Sorrow asked. It couldn't be any more dead. It was arrogant and full of confidence because it thought its innate talent was too great and it couldn't be attacked by energy, but inside Auntie Fei's space, Auntie Fei directly crushed its soul with ice, so even if it didn't want to die, it was impossible. Wu Ling Fei threw the half-step saint crystal to Yishan. Auntie Fei is so domineering. Night Sorrow gave Wu Ling Fei a thumbs up and poured a cup of tea for her. The problem is solved. We'll search elsewhere tomorrow. As long as there are high-level dark and undead creatures, we'll eliminate them. We won't give them a chance to rise, Wu Ling Fei said. After Auntie Fei clears out the high-level creatures here, our eastern Xian region can use this place as a training ground. We can let rank 3 and rank 4 cultivators come here to gain experience. If we continuously attack and harvest, the dark creatures won't have any chance to rise. Night Sorrow spoke his thoughts. %C. Only 1/8 is M equals others are robbers plus K, that's a good idea. Let's do it this way. If cultivators keep coming in to train, the dark creatures won't be able to grow. Wu Ling Fei agreed with Night Sorrow's idea. After a night's rest, Wu Ling Fei took Night Sorrow to walk in the dark space to collect materials and ores. Night Sorrow, you don't have to worry. When you enter the Venerable Realm, Auntie Fei will help you arrange for your reincarnation spear to advance. Lord K is a refiner. Our Tianji Tower also has resources stored. We can still order a spiritual weapon. In addition, other than the rough array engravings, the materials of your reincarnation spear are top-notch. It already has the strength of a spiritual weapon. Wu Ling Fei noticed that Night Sorrow paid special attention to ores and ores. She understood Night Sorrow's thoughts. Auntie Fei knows what I'm worried about. I don't want to give up on the reincarnation spear, so I want to get some materials and think of a way to advance it in the future. Night Sorrow nodded and said. In terms of defense, you have the Time-Space Treasure Pagoda and the Golden Phoenix Soft Armor. It's enough. So if you care about refining materials, it can only be the reincarnation spear. Wu Ling Fei looked at Night Sorrow and said with a smile. Auntie Fei, you said before that there's only one possibility for the Golden Phoenix Soft Armor to shatter. What's going on? Night Sorrow asked. The Golden Phoenix Soft Armor is actually formed from Auntie Fei's own feathers after she transformed. It's very flexible. If it shatters, it means that Auntie Fei has fallen. Otherwise, there won't be any problems. Wu Ling Fei said. Then I understand. The Golden Phoenix Soft Armor will never shatter. Night Sorrow said as he reached out and touched the Golden Phoenix Soft Armor. Every day, he collected medicinal materials and refining materials during the day. At night, when they set up camp, Night Sorrow turned all of them into medicinal pills. During the day, Night Sorrow didn't make any moves. Those who weren't late 5th order couldn't train him. And late 5th order dark creatures were basically invisible. Half a month passed. Wu Lingfei and Night Sorrow went to the edge of the spatial barrier a few times. Wu Lingfei's speed was fast and her soul power was strong. The area covered by her soul power was huge. Therefore, the speed of her search was fast. Night Sorrow's cultivation base also improved rapidly. His true Qi cultivation base had also reached the peak of the fifth order void inquiry stage. He could advance to the next realm at any time. His myriad Dao treasure cannon had also reached the second order Dao querying realm. This is an incomplete spatial zone. Other than the dark energy and death energy that descended from the heaven vault, the other energies here are very low. Therefore, there are fewer resources here. Wu Lingfei said. That's it then. We won't continue searching. We have to give the cultivators a chance. Night Sorrow said. All right. Let's go out then. There aren't any high-level dark creatures here. Our goal has been achieved. Wu Lingfei nodded. She admired Night Sorrow's magnanimity. After that, the two of them flew back to the entrance of the spatial passageway. Outside the spatial passageway, Wu Lingfei set up an illusion formation. Won't our people be affected if we come in? Night Sorrow asked. No. This formation only hides the location of the spatial passageway. The dark creatures won't be able to see the entrance of the spatial passageway from here. However, it won't affect our people. As soon as Wu Lingfei finished speaking, she put on her veil and brought Night Sorrow out of the spatial passageway. After exiting the spatial passageway, Wu Lingfei asked everyone to retreat, leaving only a small team to guard the passageway. After that, Wu Lingfei brought Night Sorrow back to Linhai City. The source of the disaster has been dealt with. We discovered it in time. If the hidden fog beast has really advanced to the Saint Realm, it would be quite troublesome to kill it. While flying with Night Sorrow, Wu Lingfei said. It's just that it's unlucky. Night Sorrow said. It's not that it's unlucky. It's the leader of this space. Those dark spirit corpses and rank 5 dark creatures should all be under its control. Those dark creatures attacked our eastern Xian region because it sent them to scout ahead. It's preparing for its attack after advancing. It won't die if it doesn't do it. It's just that its time is up. Wu Lingfei said. Then it deserves to die. Night Sorrow said. From a righteous point of view, invading isn't righteous. That's why invading has always been a loss. Wu Lingfei said. In other words, they invaded the eastern Xian region first, and we entered the dark space after. We didn't invade, but counterattacked. That's why we won. Night Sorrow nodded. Yes, it's true that the bigger fist is the reason, but don't do things that go against the principles of righteousness and morality. It's not worth it, said Wu Lingfei to Yi Shang, reminding him. Chapter 5:18. Genius 1 second. Remember love divided by go divided by little. I'll provide you with wonderful novels to read. Of course, a man should strive for self-improvement. It's normal to take revenge and complain. Love go little say, Chu Wu Lingfei said to Night Sorrow. Then I understand. Night Sorrow nodded. Aunt Fei isn't telling you this to pressure you. Just follow your heart. As long as you don't go against your conscience, it's fine. Wu Lingfei turned to Night Sorrow. She didn't want to affect Night Sorrow's state of mind because of this conversation. That would be a serious problem. In the early stages of cultivation, true Qi and cultivation were more important. But in the later stages, it was the state of mind. If the state of mind was low, then it would be difficult to raise one's realm. It would also be easy to develop a heart demon, leading to cultivation deviation. Soon, the two returned to Waterfront City and teleported to Dongxian City. Back in Dongxian City, Wu Lingfei brought Night Sorrow to the city lord's mansion to see Kun Nan and Dai Tianqiang. The high-level dark creatures in the death space connected to the Black Island have all been killed. There shouldn't be any left. I've left a small team behind to guard it. Next, arrange for cultivators under the 5th stage to enter the death space once or twice a year. That way, the dark creatures won't be able to grow. As for the transfer of people, you can communicate with the 7 great sections. If their disciples are willing to enter, then let them. If not, use the city lord's mansion's people, Wu Lingfei said to Kun Nan. This subordinate understands. This matter will be handled well. Kun Nan said. Elder Kun Nan, your attainments and formations are not bad. Later, seal the passage. Make the seal stronger. You'll open it every time the trial is held. That way, no one will barge in and cause trouble. Wu Lingfei thought for a moment before giving another order. After everything was done, Wu Lingfei and Night Sorrow returned to the mansion. When they returned, they saw Ling Long. However, Ling Long looked at Night Sorrow with dissatisfaction. Mistress Wu, why didn't you bring Ling Long along? Ling Long asked. Wu Lingfei brought Night Sorrow to the death space and didn't bring her along. She felt very regretful in her heart, and this was also the reason why she was dissatisfied with Night Sorrow. The spatial tunnel is suppressed by the power of law. I can't bring 2 people with me, but Night Sorrow knows the route and can lead the way. Alright, you guys go ahead. Wu Lingfei nodded to Night Sorrow and Exquisite and walked towards the tower. Did you get a lot of benefits this time? Ling Long asked. Not bad, just some materials. Night Sorrow said with a smile. In fact, he could understand Ling Long's mentality. It was just like back in Bamboo Garden Village, when Father Gu and the others went to Gunnan Town, they didn't bring him along. Was the battle intense? Exquisite followed Night Sorrow to the backyard. Very intense. While replying to Ling Long, Night Sorrow greeted Yang Lei and Sikong Chuyu, who had just stopped fighting in the yard. After sitting down, Night Sorrow casually talked about the hidden fog beast. Of course, Night Sorrow didn't mention Wu Lingfei's situation. He just said that the hidden fog beast's soul had been destroyed. Not afraid of energy attacks, and that sword and spear had no effect. Her talent is too strong. However, Aunt Fei is stronger. Sikong Chuyu said with a smile. That's right. The problem of the dark space can be considered solved. The crisis will no longer exist. Night Sorrow nodded. After staying for a while, Ling Long left. Night Sorrow, Yang Lei, and Sikong Chuyu drank tea. Chuyu, is there any news from your family? Night Sorrow asked. No. Even if my family reacted, it won't be so fast. They also have to go through the normal channels to come here. Sikong Chuyu said. The 2 girls knew that there was a strategic teleportation formation between the Eastern Profound region and the Tianji Tower. However, it was an absolute secret and they did not know the exact location. With the strategic teleportation formation, one could teleport to the underground palace of the headquarters of the Tianji Tower. However, even venerated realm experts would need some time to travel there. After having dinner with the 2 girls, Night Sorrow went into seclusion. He wanted to improve his true chi cultivation to the 6th level of the Void Inquiry stage. Not long after entering the death space, Night Sorrow reached the peak of the 5th level of the Void Inquiry stage. After settling down, he was already on the verge of breaking through. Seeing Night Sorrow going to break through, Yang Lei and Sikong Chuyu exchanged glances. There was already a gap between them and Night Sorrow. They had just reached the 5th level of the Void Inquiry stage not long ago, but Night Sorrow was already advancing towards the 6th level of the Void Inquiry stage. This was the gap between them. This guy has already caught up to the results of our years of hard work after just a few years of bitter cultivation. Yang Lei said. This is just what we can see. The energy in his body and the cultivation of his soul are both increasing. These invisible strengths are even more terrifying. Sikong Chuyu said. His rapid improvement will save us a lot of trouble. It will also be easy to solve your problem. Yang Lei said. Actually, with Aunt Fei's help, as long as my family members aren't stupid, they won't stop you. Sikong Chuyu said with a smile. In the Sikong clan, Sikong Tianyu reported to Sikong Tianding about his meeting with Sikong Chuyu and his investigation of Night Sorrow. With spirit stones to pave the way, it was still possible for Sikong Tianyu to investigate some of Night Sorrow's growth experiences. He is not even 20 years old yet, but his cultivation base is close to the peak of the 5th level of the Void Inquiry stage. He has been fighting against opponents who are at a higher level than him. This is too shocking. Sikong Tianding muttered in a low voice. As for his family background, Chuyu vaguely mentioned that Jiyu's clan isn't strong enough. We know that Chuyu has never lied or boasted, so there is no need for her to tell us half of the story. There should be something that I haven't found out yet. However, on the surface, he seems to be an orphan who was adopted. Sikong Tianyu said. This is the problem. If there is an actual family background, everything will be clear. However, this adoption may be the problem. The most important thing is that Lord Golden Phoenix has spoken. Our Sikong clan can't reject her. Sikong Tianding said after thinking for a while. Only Yi Zheng's edition, all his S0 edition U is a pi% edition during this period of time. The news of the war between the Qing Tian region and the Eastern Xian region had spread, and Jin Huang's name spread again. Jin Huang was the city lord of the Eastern Xian city and the lord of the Tianji Tower in the Eastern Xian region. However, no one knew Jin Huang's appearance and background. This was the biggest secret. Yes. Lord Golden Phoenix asked me to pass a message to Granduncle. It seems like she knows Granduncle. Otherwise, she wouldn't have said that. Sikong Tianyu said. Actually, these aren't very important. Tianyu, what do you think of that young man? Is Chuyu happy over there? Sikong Tianding asked. If the conversation at the beginning was for the sake of the clan's interests, then now, Sikong Tianding was asking as a father. Very good. Anyway, I like him very much. I believe third brother will like him too. If he still can't enter the eyes of our Sikong clan, no one will be able to marry Chuyu. Sikong Tianyu said. Chapter 519. Geniuses remember love in 1 second. We will provide you with interesting novels to read. Next, Sikong Tianding and Sikong Tianyu went to meet the old ancestor of the Sikong clan, Sikong Luyun. Then, Sikong Tianyu reported the results of his investigation. Sage Golden Phoenix. With a sage backing him, there's no need to talk about his family background. If he is outstanding, we shouldn't interfere in this matter. It's fine as long as Chuyu likes him. Sikong Luyun nodded after listening to Sikong Tianyu's report. Granduncle, that Night Sorrow is very outstanding. He might not even be 20 years old yet, but he is already at the peak of the 5th level of the Void Inquiry stage. The geniuses of the other clans are nothing compared to him. Besides, he is also very humble. Sikong Tianyu told him what he knew about Night Sorrow. That's good. If you have time, you should go there again and ask them to visit our clan. Don't feel pressured. Lord Golden Phoenix is destined to be a person who can suppress an era. If there is a conflict between the Eastern Xian region and the Qingtian region, perhaps we can stay out of it because of Chuyu. Sikong Luyun said to Sikong Tianding and Sikong Tianyu. Granduncle, it's not suitable for us to have too much contact with the eastern Xian region for the time being. After all, we are a force of the Qingtian region. We can't allow others to criticize us. This will be detrimental to the development of our clan. Xikong Tianding said. You're right. Tianding, you have a strong view of the overall situation. This is also the reason why I put you in charge of the clan without worry. The current situation is rather chaotic. What we need to do is to protect ourselves. In such a chaotic world, a single mistake will cause a great disaster. Xikong Luyun looked at Xikong Tianding and nodded. Tianding will be careful. I won't let anything happen to the clan. Xikong Tianding bowed. In the past, our Xikong clan wasn't afraid of anyone. Whoever dared to challenge us, we dared to fight back. However, now that a sage has appeared, any force without a sage will be annihilated if they are not careful. Xikong Luyun sighed. Granduncle, don't you have a chance? Xikong Tianyu asked. Chance? This isn't a matter of chance. It's fate. People who don't have fate will never be able to reach that level. Origin stones and saint crystals are too rare. Those who don't have great luck can't get them. Xikong Luyun shook his head. Look at HS version of chapter MS on, then how did Jin Huang and Ji Yu Haitian get in? It is said that Lord Golden Phoenix has just entered the Saint Realm, Xikong Tianyu said. Venerable Futian is a very old venerable, but he is only a little stronger than ordinary venerables. However, Lord Golden Phoenix is different. She is invincible in the venerable realm. Once she enters the Saint Realm, her combat strength will also increase. They are all people who are favored by the heavenly Tao. Others can't compare to them. Alright, you should worry more about the family's affairs, Tianding. Also, explain to Yunwu Mountain what our Xikong family did some time ago. Wouldn't that hurt old Mountain Master Yang's feelings? Xikong Luyun said. Tianding will take care of it. Xikong Tianding nodded. Then go. Xikong Luyun waved his hand at the two of them. Third brother, what do we do next? Xikong Tianyu asked Xikong Tianding after leaving Xikong Liuyun's seclusion room. Nothing much. Later, you and your sister-in-law Yang Yu will make a trip to Mount Yunwu. After that, our clan will develop in a low-key manner and deal with the upcoming storm, Xikong Tianding said. What about Chuyu? Xikong Tianyu asked. We don't need to deal with her. Chuyu is a member of Tianji Tower. Her safety is naturally not a problem. If we don't need to worry about her safety, what else do we need to deal with? Let nature take its course. As for that young man, if you are satisfied, then there is no problem. The most important thing is that Chuyu thinks highly of him. As her father, I know how high Chuyu's standards are. Love go little say Wang, Chu Xikong Tianding said. That's true. A father knows his daughter best. Alright, I will go and see sister-in-law now. Xikong Tianyu nodded. After Xikong Tianding returned to his study, he wrote a letter and asked someone to send it out. Although he didn't have to deal with Xikong Chuyu's matter, he still missed his daughter. Therefore, he wrote a letter of inquiry and also explained his family's attitude. When he thought of his daughter being forced to run away from home, Xikong Tianding was filled with anger. If it wasn't for the sake of the clan's interests, he would have already killed Xikong Tianjing and Xikong Tianhua. His daughter was the treasure in his heart that he wanted to protect. He could not accept hurting Xikong Chuyu. Night Sorrow used one night to condense his true chi halo. His true chi cultivation base had advanced to the 6th level of the void inquiry stage. Then, while stabilizing his cultivation base, Night Sorrow continued to cultivate the myriad Tao scripture and the power of his soul. As for his innate bloodline power, Night Sorrow also improved it very quickly. However, there was still some time before he could activate the fifth innate bloodline power because it was too difficult to activate the fifth innate bloodline power. After stabilizing his cultivation base for a few days, Night Sorrow walked out of the secret cultivation room. At this moment, Yang Lei, Sikong Chuyu, and Ling Long were drinking tea and chatting. Not bad. 6th level of the Void Inquiry stage. Your cultivation speed is unimaginable to others. Take our Medicine Valley for example. Those elders who were at the 5th level of the Void Inquiry stage in the past needed a long time to increase their cultivation base by 1 level. Yang Lei said with a sigh. It's not bad. It's probably because I have more resources. Night Sorrow sat down and poured himself a cup of tea. There are many people who have more resources, but I have never seen anyone who can cultivate so quickly. Ling Long said. It's still not as fast as senior sister Ling Long, Night Sorrow said after taking a sip of tea. You have only cultivated for a few years. The time I have spent cultivating is several times longer than yours. Junior brother Night, how old are you exactly today? Ling Long asked. She was more curious about this. Ninth senior sister, I have been in the sect for 4 years, right? I'm already 20 years old. Night Sorrow thought for a while and said. Yes. According to the time, you will have been in the sect for 4 years in another 2 months. Time really flies. The 13th junior brother who was still very inexperienced at that time is already in his 20s now. Moreover, your name has spread far and wide. Yang Lei said. She felt a little emotional because too many things had happened in the past 4 years. The fate of the Medicine Valley had changed. Her own fate had changed. All of this was inseparable from Night Sorrow. 20 years old. Junior brother Night, you are good enough. After confirming Night Sorrow's age, Ling Long's heart also trembled for a moment because the achievements she made when she was 20 years old were far inferior to Night Sorrow's. After that, Night Sorrow communicated with the members of the Tianji Tower team and gave all the dark crystals to Qin Jin. Brother 13, these are too precious. Seeing Night Sorrow take out a small pile of dark crystals, Qin Jin did not know what to say. We are brothers. There is no need to say anything else. Just take them. Night Sorrow patted Qin Jin's shoulder and said. Looking at Night Sorrow, Qin Jin nodded and put away the dark crystals. After communicating with his brothers for a while, Night Sorrow waved the training field and began to cultivate his spear techniques. This guy is really crazy. I can't stand it. Ling Long muttered and also went to cultivate. Chapter 520. Genius 1 second. Remember love go/small. It provides you with wonderful novels to read. Who sent it? Sikong Chuyu asked. It was sent by someone from Tianji Tower. I don't know the details. Ning Qingfeng said. Then it's nothing. I'll have to trouble Big Brother Ning. Sikong Chuyu said. Although Ning Qingfeng considered himself a servant, in Qingxin Villa, no one treated him as a servant. They all treated him as an elder brother. After opening the letter, Sikong Chuyu was stunned because she recognized that it was her father's handwritten letter. After looking at the signature and confirming that it was her father's letter, Sikong Chuyu began to read it carefully. After reading it, Sikong Chuyu smiled. Ninth senior sister, the matter between me and Night Sorrow is resolved. This is my father's letter. He said that no one in the family objected, including the old ancestor. That's great. Night Sorrow heard the conversation between the two and immediately stopped cultivating. Well, the problem has been solved. Sikong Chuyu said excitedly. Chuyu, I'm sorry. This matter was due to Aunt Fei's face. I couldn't do it myself. Night Sorrow said. XC, original chapter C section BZ equals T on /NI, that's not right. Strength is also divided into hard strength and soft strength. Hard strength is how much battle power you have, and soft strength is how much influence you can have. How many people with high battle power can you influence? Yang Lei said. The matter is resolved. Let's find a time to go to the Sikong family to propose marriage. Night Sorrow said. If there are no obstacles, then we can go at any time. Sikong Chuyu said with a smile. She was very happy to know that her family did not object. Night Sorrow stopped cultivating his spear art and sat down to drink tea and chat with the two women. The Sikong family opposed him and Sikong Chuyu being together, which made him feel a lot of pressure. Now that it was resolved, he felt a lot more relaxed. While Night Sorrow was drinking tea with the two women, the masked Taishu Yen appeared, followed by Exquisite. Night Sorrow, is Lord Wu Kei here? Taishu Yen looked at Night Sorrow and asked. She should be here. Night Sorrow knew that Taishu Yen must have come for something, so he got up and walked towards the viewing tower where Wu Lingfei was. Night Sorrow had just taken a few steps when the veiled Wu Lingfei appeared. Junior Marshal Sister Taishu, you're here. Is something the matter? Yes, I've come to ask for Senior Apprentice Sister's help. Your Junior Apprentice Sister, have lost, Taishu Yen said. What happened? Are you injured? Wu Lingfei asked as she looked at Taishu Yan's arm. My arm was hit, and I need to rest, Taishu Yen said with a bitter smile. It's very difficult for cultivators below the saint stage to hurt you, right? Wu Lingfei frowned and asked. He's not a saint, but a venerable. But he's very strong, and I'm not his match. He didn't kill me, otherwise I wouldn't have been able to escape unscathed, Taishu Yen said. He didn't kill you, which means he left some leeway. What caused the conflict? Wu Lingfei asked. Senior Apprentice Sister, we should know that the Realms Sea at the border of the North Sea region and the Unbounded Desolation is special. There are no rules to attack. We call it the Inner Sea. He seized the Sea Heart Island where I used to cultivate, Taishu Yen explained the cause and effect. His style is very overbearing, but there's still a depth to it. Let's heal first. Later, Senior Apprentice Sister will go and take a look. Wu Lingfei pulled Taishu Yen to the viewing tower to heal her. The situation is very serious. Night Sorrow said. He knew that Tianji Tower's Lord Lin Yuandao and Vice Lord Taishu Yen were both peak venerables. Being able to defeat Taishu Yen meant that they were very strong. It's very serious. He injured Tianji Tower's Vice Lord. This is a big problem. Sikong Chuyu nodded and said. Let's wait and see what Aunt Fei has to say. It seems that we'll have a chance to go to the North Sea domain, Night Sorrow said. On the third day, Wu Lingfei and Taishu Yen came out of the viewing tower. Lord Wu, this guy is too arrogant. We Tianji Tower must kill him, Ling Long said. That's not the right way of thinking. Our Celestial Terminus Tower's deputy chief has suffered a loss, but we have to be reasonable. Junior Marshal Sister Taishu, all the treasured lands in the world are ownerless. The Sea Heart Island in the Northern Sea Domain's Inner Sea does not necessarily belong to Junior Marshal Sister. Whoever has the ability to fight for it is not wrong. I understand. I just can't accept it, Taishu Yen said. Don't be upset. Your senior sister is just trying to reason with you. Feng Shui treasures belong to those who are virtuous. Strength is a display of virtue. If he has the strength to take it, then we can take it back, Wu Lingfei said. I thought Senior Apprentice Sister didn't care about me. That Sea Heart Island is very important to you. We can't lose it, Taishu Yen said. But since he showed mercy, we have to remember. Senior apprentice sister won't kill for no reason, Wu Lingfei said to Tai Shu Yan. Junior apprentice sister understands. Tai Shu Yan nodded. Okay, let's go, Wu Lingfei said. Aunt Fei, I'll go too. Knight Sorrow expressed his intention to go. Okay, let's go together, Wu Lingfei said. Senior apprentice sister, it's not appropriate to take him. It's too dangerous, Tai Shu Yan said. She was worried that the opponent was too strong and could threaten Knight Sorrow's safety. It's okay. Knight Sorrow has the pagoda of time and space to protect him. As long as I don't lose, the opponent can't hurt Knight Sorrow, Wu Lingfei said confidently. Hearing Wu Lingfei's words, Linglong opened her mouth but didn't say anything. She also wanted to go, but she couldn't guarantee her own safety, so she couldn't say anything. After tidying up, Knight Sorrow said goodbye to Yang Lei and Sikong Chuyu, and then followed Wu Lingfei and Tai Shu Yan to the teleportation array. Junior apprentice sister Tai Shu, what is the opponent's attribute? Does he have any trump cards? Wu Lingfei asked as they moved forward. Extreme attribute. It's the Black Demon Lightning attribute. His attacks are very domineering. He's going for the Great Desolate Pool. I don't know what he's planning, Tai Shu Yan said. He must have his own plans. I don't know where this expert came from, Wu Lingfei said. Aunt Fei, Martial Aunt Tai Shu, what is the Great Desolate Pool? Knight Sorrow asked. It's a miraculous place that makes people helpless. You can say it's a treasure. The realm sea between the Northern Sea Domain and the realm of unbounded desolation is special. It's the border between the realm sea and the desolate sea. The desolate sea is a forbidden zone for all life. Unless you can withstand the power of the desolate sea, you'll meet a miserable end, Wu Lingfei said. What kind of miserable end? Knight Sorrow asked curiously. Have you heard of the phrase, until the end of time? The desolate sea contains the power of time. The limit of the power of desolation is 1,000 years in an instant. How long do cultivators live? What do you think will happen if they're sucked in by the power of time? Their hair will turn white, their life force will fade, and they'll become a pile of bones, Wu Lingfei said. Chapter 521. Genius 1 second. Remember love divided by go divided by little. We provide you with wonderful novels to read. Among the 4 advanced attributes, the life attribute and the death attribute are the ones that are more helpful to one's body, because these 2 attributes are the elaboration of life. However, in terms of combat power, they are not as good as the space force and the time force. The 4 attributes each have their own strengths, and the time force is the closest to the supreme attribute. Love go little say, Chu Wu Lingfei explained to Knight Sorrow. Wu Lingfei was very patient with Knight Sorrow. Everyone knows that the Great Desolate Pool is very precious, but no one can use it. If one can withstand the invasion of the power of desolates, then one can absorb the power of desolates to strengthen one's body. However, this is almost impossible, Tai Shu Yan said. If there is a chance, I want to try, Knight Sorrow said. Knight Sorrow, don't joke around. You are our Tianji Tower's Heaven's Fate envoy. There are some risks that you can't take. Tai Shu Yan turned to look at Knight Sorrow and said. Wu Lingfei also looked at Knight Sorrow, but didn't say anything. This was mainly because she had her own considerations. When Knight Sorrow's cultivation was very low, he had refined her mysterious jade spirit chi. At that time, he didn't have any attribute power. Now that Knight Sorrow had the Void Fate Pearl and the Spacetime Treasure Pagoda, he could give it a try. Once he refined the power of desolates, it would greatly increase the strength of his body. This was Wu Lingfei's idea, but she didn't say it. It wasn't that she didn't trust Tai Shu Yan, but she felt that the less people who knew about Knight Sorrow's secret, the safer it would be. Eastern Xian region and North Sea region were allies, and Tianji Tower was coordinating between them. They set up a transmission array in some empty areas, so the three of them were directly transmitted to the North Sea region's coastal city, North Star City. Senior Sister Wu, should we go now or take a rest? Taishu Yan asked after leaving the transmission array in North Star City. It's nothing. We'll go and take a look first. Once we solve the matter, you'll feel more at ease, Wu Lingfei said. Then, the three of them flew towards their destination, Sea Heart Island. The Northern Sea Domain's Realm Sea was connected to the Desolate Sea. Because of the conflict between the power of laws, the Realm Sea of the Northern Sea Domain would cancel each other out. Senior Sister Wu, be careful. That guy is very strong. If you can snatch it back, then snatch it back. If you can't snatch it back, then it doesn't matter. Taishu Yan said somewhat worriedly. You have too little confidence in me. I dared to face any challenge before I entered the Saint Realm. Now that I've entered the Saint Realm, do you think I'm afraid? Wu Lingfei said. 2 hours later, the three of them arrived at the Sea Heart Island at the border between the North Sea region's Boundary Sea and the Desolate Sea. Just as the three of them landed on Sea Heart Island, a middle-aged man appeared in front of them. The man wore a black robe with a golden dragon inlaid on it. His figure was straight, and he had a very unique mustache. His eyes emitted a cold light. Golden Phoenix. The black-clothed man saw Wu Lingfei and immediately shouted in surprise. I was wondering who it was. What are you thinking? Don't you know that she's a member of my Tianji Tower? Wu Lingfei looked at the black-clothed man and asked directly. How would this king know? She didn't say anything. The black-clothed man glanced at Taishu Yan and said. Junior Sister Taishu, you didn't tell him your identity. Wu Lingfei looked at Taishu Yan and asked. He came and said that the territory must be given to him. Then, a fight broke out. Taishu Yan said. Your Yun dynasty has such a big territory. Why are you extending your claws to the Northern Sea Domain? Wu Lingfei looked at the black-clothed man and said. Golden Phoenix, you don't know that the Tai Ching domain is now in a mess. Our family doesn't want to participate. This king promised to find a good territory for my little grandson as a gift. So, he came here. He saw that this place was good and wanted to take it. Who knew that he was an acquaintance of yours? The black-clothed man said. Well, don't count on this place. How about a fight? Wu Lingfei said. Don't count on it, don't count on it. Wouldn't it be a joke to fight an old friend? Don't tell me that this king can't get a piece of territory. The black-clothed man said. That's enough. Junior Sister Taishu, this matter is over. It can be said that no discord leads to friendship. Wu Lingfei said to Taishu Yan. This King Yun Tianlong offended you. Please forgive him. Golden Phoenix, I haven't seen you for many years. You finally took this step. Congratulations. In addition, this king found that nothing good came from seeing you. Some good things were ruined by you. Let's go. The black-clothed man Yun Tianlong's body flashed and left the Sea Heart Island. Senior Sister, who is this person? There is such an expert in the 9 domains and 18 states. Taishu Yan said with some surprise. Yun Tianlong, the monarch of the Yun dynasty in the Taiqing domain, is also an invincible venerable. Back then, he was only slightly suppressed by Yi Tian, the Moon Emperor of the Night Moon dynasty. Wu Lingfei revealed the man's identity. Yun dynasty. That's an old power that has been passed down for countless years. This guy is really strong. Taishu Yan had not been defeated for many years. Now that she was defeated, she was still very shocked. Currently, the Tai Ching domain is in chaos. No one has attacked the Yun dynasty. Why? Because if you don't defeat someone like Yun Tianlong, you will never be able to defeat the Yun dynasty. Wu Lingfei said. Indeed, the major powers of the Tai Ching domain attacked the Night Moon dynasty because the Moon Emperor Yi Tian's whereabouts are unknown. They are also afraid of Yi Linghuan's rise. Tai Shu Yen said. Night Sorrow, the Yun dynasty and the Night Moon dynasty are on good terms. Therefore, after the Night Moon dynasty was defeated, the other powers are hostile to the Yun dynasty. Wu Lingfei looked at Night Sorrow and said. Night Sorrow took a deep breath. The Night Moon dynasty did not fall. It just experienced a wave. Wu Lingfei did not say anything. She just patted Night Sorrow's shoulder. She knew Night Sorrow's ambition. Let's go. Let's go to my courtyard to rest. Senior Sister Wu, you didn't need to fight. You solved the problem directly. Comparisons are odious. Tai Shu Yen said. You didn't lose to him unjustly. He used to be one of the 3 giants of the Tai Ching domain. You must know that the Tai Ching domain used to be able to look down on the other domains. When the Tai Ching domain was at its peak, even the Qingtian domain could not compare to it. Senior Sister, after listening to your conversation with Night Sorrow, could it be that Night Sorrow is from the Night Moon dynasty? Tai Shu Yen looked at Night Sorrow and asked. Yes, let's not talk about this. Junior Sister, the environment of this sea-heart island is not bad. Wu Lingfei said. The main thing is that the laws here are chaotic. You can more or less comprehend some things. Tai Shu Yen said. Night Sorrow's mind was filled with the matters of the Tai Ching domain. He did not expect to see the ruler of the Tai Ching domain's dynasty here. Night Sorrow, don't worry. You are still young. 10 years, 20 years, or even 100 years is nothing to you. 100 years is just a small ripple in history. Wu Lingfei said to Night Sorrow. She knew that Night Sorrow's emotions were fluctuating. Genuine plus S first 4 shots, I understand. I've made Aunt Fei worried. Night Sorrow nodded. Chapter 522. Genius 1 second. Remember Love Go/Small. It provides you with wonderful novels to read. The 3 of them came to the center of the sea-heart island. In front of them was a lake, and in the middle of the lake was a small island. The center of the small island is where the great desolate pond is located. The energy there is very strong, but the energy is too terrifying. It is fatal to any life form. There is also a special attribute power inside. I looked it up in the ancient books. It is called the power of desolation, also known as the power of time. It belongs to the extreme of the time attribute. Then the great desolate pond does not mean much to Junior Sister. Wu Lingfei said. Yes, its existence only makes the nearby energy more concentrated. It has no other use. Tai Shu Yen said. Then I will try. Wu Lingfei propped up a protective shield and flew towards the great desolate pond. Night Sorrow and Tai Shu Yen watched from the side to see what Wu Lingfei's situation was like. As Wu Lingfei arrived above the great desolate pond, the protective shield on her body started to operate crazily. The energy loss is too fast. This is the power of time. If you cannot resist the power of time, you will not be able to absorb the power of desolation for cultivation. Tai Shu Yen said. After a moment, Wu Lingfei returned to the side of the 2. It is indeed very terrifying. The change in the flow of time caused the energy of my protective shield to be consumed rapidly. In just a moment, 30% of its energy was consumed. The time attribute is a high-level attribute. It is second only to the sovereign attribute. Its power has already surpassed the other 3 high-level attributes. Tai Shu Yen said. Let's go and drink a pot of tea. I also need to recover. Wu Lingfei said. Then Tai Shu Yen arranged for Night Sorrow and Wu Lingfei to stay in the other courtyard on the island. Wu Lingfei went to recover. She had consumed a lot of energy just now. In addition, Tai Shu Yen also needed to recover from her injuries. No one cared about Night Sorrow. Night Sorrow, who was bored, once again went to the periphery of the Great Desolate Pond. After standing for a while, Night Sorrow decided to try and see if his void attribute could withstand the impact of the power of time. Even if the life attribute could not withstand it, it did not mean that the void attribute could not. Night Sorrow's body flashed as he activated his protective shield and rushed towards the Great Desolate Pond. When he arrived above the Great Desolate Pool, Night Sorrow felt that his protective energy shield was being attacked by a strange power. However, the nothingness attribute protective energy shield bounced this strange power away and did not cause any damage. Sensing that there was no danger, Night Sorrow landed beside the Great Desolate Pool and observed it. The Great Desolate Pond had a radius of about 5 feet. In the middle of the pond was a rolling yellow liquid with spots. Surrounding the liquid was a yellow energy halo. Night Sorrow opened up a crack in his chi shield. He drew a yellow halo of energy into his chi shield and quickly sealed it. After this energy entered the protective barrier, it directly entered Night Sorrow's body. After entering Night Sorrow's body, this energy began to corrode Night Sorrow's flesh. Night Sorrow could feel his flesh and tendons aging. This happened in an instant. Night Sorrow hurriedly urged the myriad Tao treasured books energy to refine this power of desolates. After being enveloped by Night Sorrow's energy, this power of desolates began to churn. It began to wash away Night Sorrow's myriad Tao treasured books energy. However, there was no effect. This made Night Sorrow feel more at ease. He knew that his true chi was of the void attribute. The myriad Tao treasured book did not have any attribute. However, after being nourished by the void attribute for a long time, its resistance was very strong. Following which, Night Sorrow began to refine this power of desolates. After an hour, Night Sorrow's refinement did not make any progress. Night Sorrow scolded himself in his heart. He scolded himself for being stupid. How could he forget how to refine the mysterious Jade Chi? If he could not refine it, could it be that he could not assimilate it? Wasn't assimilation a way to refine it? Night Sorrow changed his approach. He poured the myriad Tao treasured books energy into this power of desolates, and began the process of assimilation. Baidu search AI _go _shao _shua www.aichux. Slowly, this power of desolates was assimilated by Night Sorrow. It became an energy that Night Sorrow could control. Night Sorrow controlled this energy to circulate in his body. While Night Sorrow was studying this power of desolates, Wu Lingfei had recovered. Tai Shu Yen also came out of the room. The two of them came to the tea table in the middle of the courtyard. Senior apprentice sister, you've recovered. Your life attribute is really powerful. You've used up 1/3 of your energy, yet you've recovered so quickly. Where's Yishang? While brewing tea, Tai Shu Yen looked towards Yishang's room. At this time, Wu Lingfei's body flashed and came to the periphery of the lake in the heart of the island. Standing outside the lake, she could clearly see Night Sorrow's figure sitting cross-legged. This bastard. He is too daring. After Tai Shu Yen finished speaking, she got up and rushed towards the island. She was very worried that Night Sorrow would consume his life attribute. That would be irreversible. Wu Lingfei's body flashed and stopped her, bringing her back to the edge of the lake. He is very stable now. Let's take a look first. Night Sorrow felt that there was no problem with this power of desolates. He opened a crack in his protective chi cover and once again pulled the power of desolates into his protective chi cover. Then, he began to assimilate it. Senior Sister Wu, what is his situation? Why is he not afraid of the power of desolates? Tai Shu Yen said with some astonishment. Let's go back and talk. Wu Lingfei brought Tai Shu Yen back to the courtyard. Only +1 positive, version, all, he be, are stolen, see, version S%, Senior Sister Wu, how can he resist the power of desolates? Tai Shu Yen asked anxiously. He has many attributes on his body. Ice attribute, space attribute, and mainly the sovereign attribute. Although the power of desolates is overbearing, it is still incomparable to the sovereign attribute. Let's wait and see. If he can refine it, then this guy will have a great harvest. Wu Lingfei said. After Night Sorrow refined the 3 strands of power of desolates, he stood up and flew across the lake, returning to the courtyard. How was it? Did you gain anything? Wu Lingfei looked at Night Sorrow and asked. Night Sorrow turned his head to look at Tai Shu Yen. He could tell Wu Lingfei anything, but Tai Shu Yen couldn't. Night Sorrow, Aunt Fei, and your martial uncle have known each other for a long time. Although we don't talk much, we are not outsiders. It's nothing. Wu Lingfei said. Night Sorrow nodded. Then, with a flick of his right index finger, a yellow power of desolates appeared and wrapped around Night Sorrow's finger. The power of desolates. You have mastered the power of desolates. Even Wu Lingfei, who knew Night Sorrow very well, was very surprised. There were too many people who had designs on the power of desolates. Among them, there was no lack of talented cultivators with unfathomable cultivation. However, no one could get what they wanted. Instead, there were many people who had been cheated by the power of desolates. Not to mention others, Tai Shu Yen had tried it, and Wu Lingfei had also tried it today. They were all helpless against the power of desolates. But now, the power of desolates was wrapped around Night Sorrow's finger. I can't say that I have mastered it. I have just refined a few strands. Night Sorrow said. Hurry up and try it. Let's see how powerful this power of desolates is. Tai Shu Yen said excitedly, you're tuning into the LoveLore Library YouTube channel. We're so grateful for your support and don't forget to subscribe to join us on this incredible journey through captivating stories. Your generosity through donations truly makes a world of difference, as it's the primary source of revenue that allows me to expand and enhance this channel for you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for being a part of this adventure.